Can't find AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. John Kobylt Show, how are you? We are here from 3 to 6 every day. We convene, and after 6 o'clock, whatever you missed, you can hear on the podcast, John Kobylt Show on demand on the iHeart app. We're live on YouTube. We're live on X, so you can watch us on video right now. Get to that, and you can even talk to fellow listeners in the chat room along the right-hand side of the YouTube display. Live stream tomorrow at 11 a.m. Special extra hour of the show, 11 a.m. live stream. Something you won't hear on the radio. All right. Now, let's get something blew up in the last few hours in Sacramento, where last I checked, it was at least 95 degrees. And there was a rally against the Stop Nick Shirley Act. This is the devious, evil law that Sacramento Democrats passed with Newsom's signature so that it's to intimidate independent journalists who try to, do what Nick Shirley did as an example, which is expose fraud at nonprofits, like the nonprofits that all the fake hospices here in Van Nuys. He also exposed all the fake daycare centers that the Somali immigrants were allegedly running in Minneapolis. And the Democratic establishment knows that this big scam is going on, and it's netting hundreds of millions of dollars for these nonprofits who are all affiliated with the Democrats in one way or the other. Now, I don't know who shows up. And I'm going to explain, because John Fleischman, the political analyst, wrote a great explanation of how this works, because it doesn't explicitly say Stop Nick Shirley. But what it does, it creates a situation where anyone who does what Nick Shirley does, boy, you better get a lawyer to defend yourself. It may cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars to try to explain what you were doing in court, even though you were just reporting on some government fraud. Katy Grimes from CaliforniaGlobe.com was at the state capitol today covering this event, because there was not only a protest against the legislation, but there was a protest against the protest. A lot of people who don't seem to work in the middle of a hot summer day. Katy, how are you?
Doing well. I'm cooled down now.
93?
It was pretty hot out there.
What went on? I mean, I saw some videos, and it seemed like people were angry, brawling at times, chanting. It looked quite unpleasant.
Yeah, it was a group of obviously paid Antifa thugs. Most of them were masked. They had horns and loud music with them, and they were clearly trying to pick fights with the peaceful people who showed up for the Nick Shirley Act. A lot of retirees, a lot of folks, with American flag T-shirts on, a lot of folks in Trump gear. And, it was like a Tea Party rally is what it was like.
On the Shirley side. And
yes, clearly. And the Antifa thugs were really obnoxious. And I took a lot of photos of them. I had my really good camera with me, so I was able to get some good zooms. And, it was just typical Antifa crap. Excuse me. Their face masks on. They were yelling at the cops, just trying to get cops to react poorly. It was so childish, except we know they're paid to be there. So they really do have a job, John.
Yeah, I know. I shouldn't disparage them that way. Being an Antifa protester actually is good money. And
yeah, apparently so.
They always have a new cause to send these characters to. Do you know if you did, you couldn't say, who in the legislature sends out the signal to send the Antifa troops in? This has got to be coordinated with somebody in the legislature.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, I've been hearing for 2 days that they were going to be there. And I will tell you, John, it's probably the same person or persons who told the two Republican Assembly members who were scheduled to be at the rally and speak that they were under lockdown. They wouldn't let Assemblywoman Alexandra Macedo or Assemblyman David Tangipa attend the rally.
Is that right?
It's right. It's going in my story, but you're the first to hear about it.
So that would be the Assembly Speaker, Robert Rivas?
It would be Robert Rivas, his office, the thugs that work for him. This is the kind of garbage that they do. And they do. I have sources inside the Capitol who tell me that, this stuff doesn't just magically happen.
No, I mean, they're using mobster tactics. This is hardcore. They're really terrified of a guy like Nick Shirley and what he finds out and all the stuff that you and I do. It really makes them crazy. And so if they have to send in violent thugs, they will.
Yeah, absolutely. That's their latest. John, 10 years ago, they tried to revoke my press credential because they didn't like what I write.
What was the cover story they gave?
It was ridiculous. It was absolute. I was actually working with John Fleischman at the time and under the Flash Report. And they really didn't have a viable reason. They just didn't like what I write. And so the Pacific Legal Foundation represented me, and I had it back, very, very quickly. But that's the kind of stuff they do.
Their arrogance this week seems to be boiling over. It's like they're charting new territory here.
Right. New levels of desperation. You are right. I think they are afraid. They are afraid that their years of fraud under the Democrat supermajority, which is where they got their arrogance, years of their fraud and their grift and graft is going to be exposed. And it's not just Nick Shirley. Fortunately, he is out there doing the Lord's work and showing some other journalists how it's done.
Well, you can tell that he's found a lot of truth by their reaction.
Of course. Yeah, that's the first thing they want to do is shut you down, shut you up so you can't expose. I mean, this particular bill, yes, it's not officially called the Nick Shirley Act. I think it was Carl DeMaio who nicknamed it that because it was specifically designed to shut journalists like him up. They're hiding behind this claim that it's to protect immigrants under immigrant services, which is absolute garbage. You cannot protect a particular category of person from free speech, especially if they're getting government services, taxpayer-funded government services. We have a right to know what's going through these, quote, immigrant services, who it's going to, how much is being spent, and who authorized it.
Well, as John explained today, is you could go in there as a regular independent journalist, and which you have every right to do. But if the people running the office say, hey, we were intimidated, we were harassed, we don't know what his intentions are, that's enough to trigger this law. And now Nick Shirley or you or anybody is on the hook for thousands of dollars in legal bills to prove otherwise. Even if you're right, it's still going to cost you a lot of money. And so that's to keep anybody from trying to do this kind of reporting.
Exactly. It's going to take some deep pockets, unfortunately, until this thing gets overturned or however it gets repealed. So I equated it to, remember during COVID, October of 22, when Governor Newsom signed AB 2098 to censor California doctors who were accused of spreading COVID misinformation. If they didn't toe the company line and do what the California Department of Public Health told them to do, meaning don't treat patients, send them home, then when they're really sick, send them to the hospital, because that's the approved COVID treatment consensus, that these doctors would lose their licenses, and some did. This is the same kind of bill. They're trying to chill anybody who would dare investigate the fraud in California.
This is the ultimate. Shutting down people's freedom of speech, the freedom to have an opinion, the freedom to report and do journalism.
Yep.
They're trying to shut it all down. All right. Yep. Very good, Katy. Thank you for coming on with us.
You bet. Thank you, John.
All right. Katy Grimes with CaliforniaGlobe.com. I'm going to play you some clips from the scuffling that went on with the protesters when we come back. And I'm going to read you a little bit of John Fleischman's column today on his website, SoDoesItMatter.com, so you understand why this thing is so important. Deborah Mark, live, KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Here is the latest. Meta reaches a big settlement with dozens of states, including California, to resolve a lawsuit over teen social media addiction. And low-level sex offenders may soon be allowed to run for office in California. We'll have more at the bottom of the hour, going to the 7:10 next.
Listen to this. You hear nothing, right? Besides the birds fluttering in your head. Well, that's my phone. That's my phone that's silent. No spam calls, no spam texts. Your phone, probably not so quiet. Because data brokers are selling your personal information like it's on clearance. Your phone number, home address, email, family members, political affiliations, even where you bank, they have all that information because they didn't just get lucky when they dial up your phone every 5 minutes. They bought your information and they're going to keep buying it over and over until you make it stop. I made it stop with Incogni's help. Incogni, INCOGNI, automatically removes your personal information from hundreds of data brokers and people search sites. Incogni sends the legal removal requests, and then they follow up and they follow up and they keep monitoring so your information stays off the list. The scammers can't find you. They can't target you. Get 60% off right now at incogni.com/KFI. That's incogni.com/KFI.
Southland weather from KFI. We have a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow, but it's going to be hot. Temps in the upper 80s to around 113. This report brought to you by Audible from your Toyota Dealers Traffic Center. We make it easy. Crash on the 710 in Commerce.
The southbound at Washington Boulevard, that wreck is in the 2 right lanes. Got traffic stopped from the 60. A big problem for Sherman Oaks on the 405 southbound at Burbank Boulevard. Fatality crash investigation still going on there. The second lane from the left is what's currently blocked, and traffic is very slow from Sherman Way. Downtown Los Angeles, the 110 northbound before the 10. It's a wreck in the left lane. They're kind of slow off and on from Florence. With Southern California's most accurate traffic report, I'm Randy Fuller.
Summer's winding down, but there's still time for one more home upgrade. So right now, for this month of August, and there's only a few days left for this deal, American Vision Windows wants to help you finish your home projects before September comes. Pick any 2 of their most popular offers. Listen close. Free expert installation, free sound package, free upgrade to Sun Matrix, or they'll pay you your tax, or no interest, no payments for 18 months. Pick 2 of those offers, and you will get stunning, energy-efficient windows that improve your comfort. It'll improve the look of your house and lower your energy bills, and it'll do that year after year. And you need that right now. With over 1 million windows installed, American Vision Windows has earned the trust of homeowners across California. Go to AmericanVisionWindows.com. New customers only. Restrictions apply. Call or see the website for details. Offer ends August 31st. That's very soon. AmericanVisionWindows.com. Call 888-771-2188. 888-771-2188.
When you start listening to books on Audible, traffic might seem like less of an annoyance and more of an opportunity for another chapter. Audible, stories that speak to you. New members can start listening with a 30-day free trial at audible.com.
This report is sponsored by Pro-Life Across America.
Hi, I'm Angie. Did you know a billboard can save a baby's life? It's true. You can make a difference by helping us spread the pro-life message to reach those who are struggling with an unplanned pregnancy. Please make a gift today. Visit prolifeacrossamerica.org.
It's so easy you can do it in your underwear. You've all heard the little jingle. It's real. It works. We are quickly becoming America's leading car buyer at GiveMeTheVin.com. How do I know it works? Because if I don't beat your CarMax offer, I'll send you a check for a Hunsky. I put a bounty of $100 on a CarMax offer because I can beat them. Go to GiveMeTheVin.com. We'll bring you a check to your house, your office. We deliver. It's awesome. Give it a try.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
It's Sit and Sleep's giant Labor Day sale that'll have you doing your best California dreaming ever.
Right, Dad. Save up to $1,400 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable sets and up to $1,000 off Beautyrest Black and Serta.
Plus, with your good credit, get interest-free financing for 36 months with your minimum monthly payment.
So if you want to live the California dream every day, don't miss the Labor Day sale that'll have you California dreaming every night.
Sit and Sleep will beat anyone's advertised price, or your mattress is free.
No required subscriptions, no trial periods, no surprise charges, no monthly fees. iHeartRadio is different. It's 100% free. Download the iHeartRadio app now.
It's time to say goodnight to that check engine light with the free AutoZone Fix Finder service. It'll help troubleshoot the likely cause of your light for free, so you can drive with peace of mind. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Tim Conway Jr. We as a people are too accessible, and it's making us crazy. There was no cell phone, no paging, no texting, nothing. Now, anybody at any time can be in your life.
Tomorrow night, 6 to 10 on KFI AM 640.
Steve wants to be in my car with me.
More stimulating talk.
It's odd.
Everyone wants answers. I'm just really confused about what happened that day.
A new podcast series, Fault Line Haditha, tells the story of a shocking crime and a cover-up at the highest levels of the United States Marine Corps.
If you've got 5 players and you offer immunity to 4, you better be right about the 5th. Because if you're not, then you've just given immunity to your killer.
Listen to Fault Line Haditha on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Fault Line Haditha and start listening on the free iHeart Radio app today.
KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk radio. It's the John Kobylt Show. We are live on YouTube and live on X. So head there right now, and you can go to youtube.com/@JohnKobyltShow to subscribe and become a member. And we have a special live stream tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. So fire up your device at 11 a.m. and we'll be doing a live video stream there. Now, we just had Katy Grimes on from CaliforniaGlobe.com, and she went to this protest that the Nick Shirley supporters put on, upset with that the evil people who run the California legislature, starting with the Speaker, Robert Rivas, have passed this bill to intimidate and block journalists from reporting on all the fraud that's going on. Nick Shirley specifically reported on all the fake hospice fraud and medical fraud that's costing us millions of dollars. All the stuff that Gavin Newsom and Rob Bonta never bothered to stop. Look how angry and crazy they get. They never refute that this fraud exists. They just do everything they can to shut it down, shut down the coverage of it, I should say. They want to shut down the coverage. And they even blocked 2 Republican Assembly people from appearing at the rally, David Tengipa and Alexandra Bassito. They locked them inside the Assembly so they couldn't speak. Yeah, talk about the old threat to democracy, huh? Now, John Fleischman, who has this website called SoDoesItMatter.com, and he's been on our show frequently, and he explained very clearly, so you could understand. I'm going to read parts of this, what the Stop Nick Shirley Act is about. And Newsom signed it. It's to make citizen journalists like Nick Shirley think twice before doing exactly the kind of watchdog reporting that made him famous. And John admits, I can tell you this much, I wouldn't have to think twice. This new law would stop me as an independent watchdog journalist dead in my tracks. Fleischman said he doesn't want to take this on. And here's why. Well, in short, it'll cost him a fortune, even if he's right. This bill does not literally ban a reporter from walking into an immigration services nonprofit with a camera and identifying the people working there and asking hard questions and publishing what happens. No. The law, what it does is there's a concept called California's Safe at Home law, and this expands it to immigration service workers. It was to protect people facing serious personal danger, like if you run a domestic violence center, protect you from stalking, sexual assault, human trafficking, right? If you do some serious work for the government to deal with all those threats, because those people who get caught can become angry and vindictive. But now an immigration service worker, who maybe is working to provide fraudulent money from the taxpayer to their fraudulent clients. Now, this worker doesn't have to show that he was personally threatened or harassed. Photographs, video, and employment information that the reporter collects is now going to be what they'll fight over. They'll say, well, what did you intend to do with that? Oh, what I intended to do was publish the story of all the fraud going on. Well, the people in the office could say, no. Your intention was to harass and intimidate us. We felt the threat of violence. They could just make stuff up. That's what these workers can do. And now you have to prove otherwise as the reporter. You have to get lawyers. It'll cost you thousands and thousands of dollars, maybe six figures. So everything you're doing, he says, becomes exhibits in the lawsuit. You know, your camera, I guess your notebook and your pen, your mic, everything. Everything that you filmed, the tapes themselves. And ultimately, I think this will be overturned as a violation of the First Amendment, but that takes a lot of money. That takes lawyers. That takes, a victim who wants to file a lawsuit and has the deep pockets to pay for the lawsuit. And a lot of independent journalists, remember, they don't have big media organizations to back them up. And you would think that the big media organizations would be the ones to jump in on this. But they don't do this kind of reporting because most of them are progressives. Nick Shirley has done more than all the alleged legitimate journalists in California combined by showing us just how many hundreds of millions of dollars were being wasted through hospice fraud in Van Nuys alone. So that's why it has to be fought. It has to be fought viciously because we don't know otherwise. See, most of the media in this state is aligned with the progressive legislators and Newsom. They just read the press releases that Newsom and the legislature puts out. They just read them on the air or reprint them. Nick Shirley is going and finding what's really going on. Now we come back, we'll play you some clips of what was going on at the protests today. Pretty entertaining. Not peaceful protests. Deborah Mark live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
This is a significant victory for families across the country, for parents, for children.
Meta has reached around $18 billion settlement with dozens of states, including California, to resolve a lawsuit over teen social media addiction. AG Bonta says the company has also agreed to add child safety measures to its Facebook and Instagram platforms.
We sued Meta over claims that it designed and deployed harmful features on Instagram and Facebook that drive compulsive use and harm young users' mental health, and that the company knew about these dangers and lied to teens, to parents, and to the public.
Bonta says the settlement will make social media less dangerous for kids and make a world of difference for children and their families. The agreement needs court approval. The news is brought to you by Pacific Coast Termite. Low-level sex offenders may soon be allowed to run for office in California.
State Senator Suzette Martinez-Valadares from Lancaster tried getting all levels of sex offenders banned from running for public office, but that idea got shot down.
If you're a sex offender, you should not be able to run for office in the state of California.
The proposal will now allow low-level sex offenders to run, but she says the proposal carves out crimes against minors,
including certain convictions involving sodomy, oral copulation, and sexual penetration of a minor, of a 14 and 17-year-old.
The bill will move forward before going to Governor Gavin Newsom's desk. Jason Campidonia, KFI News.
New electric buses for the LA School District have some bells and whistles.
Officials gave KFI a tour of one. One feature on the buses with the green bumpers prevents it from moving if the seatbelts aren't on.
It reduces air pollution. It has Wi-Fi. It's much quieter than all the other buses. The other buses are loud, and this is quieter. It keeps the battery life longer as you brake.
Parents can also track their child's bus using the LAUSD mobile app. The plan is to replace all buses in the LAUSD with electric. Michael Crozier, KFI News.
The man who admitted to killing 4 University of Idaho students will get a chance in court to explain why he should be allowed to withdraw his guilty plea.
Brian Koberger says he was convinced to falsely confess to committing the murder. He says he was not aware of evidence that didn't get admitted into the trial. Prosecutors wanted the judge to dismiss Koberger's petition without a hearing. Judge Stephen Hippler will hold a status conference in June 2027, and then 2 weeks later, there will be an evidentiary hearing. Brad Ford, KFI News.
Arizona Democratic Senator Mark Kelly says he will make a decision on running in 2028 after the midterm elections. Kelly has again criticized President Trump's leadership in the war in Iran, saying it's a crisis of his own making.
And he has left himself with little options. And this is because, one reason is this guy thinks he knows more about everything than everyone.
He says Americans are frustrated because they can't afford their lives anymore, which is a result of the war. We're going to go back to the 405 next.
When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, well, that's the finish line. Handshakes for the broker, commission for the broker, and he's done. He's out of there. And you may not hear from him again until it's time for renewal. Now, your business, though, runs all year, and so do the gaps in your insurance and the risk you're taking, and that's why I'm introducing SuperSure. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, whole thing's too complicated to buy a policy online. SuperSure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, and you get year-round support for you and your team. At supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts, which translates your current policy into plain English so you can see what's covered and what's not. Plus, a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know exactly what needs protecting. Go to supersure.com, one super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com.
Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
Southland weather from KFI. Slight chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. Highs 90 to the triple digits, Metro LA and the high desert. Windy for the high desert, 103 to 113 in the valleys and the IE. Low to upper 80s at the beaches, low to mid 90s inland OC. Right now, 101 in Laguna Woods and 98 in Rancho Santa Margarita. Back to the 405 in Sherman Oaks.
Good news for that crash. There was a SIG alert for a while, the 405 southbound at Burbank Boulevard. That has been wrapped up now. The investigation concluded, and the lanes are clear there. No backup even for the southbound 405 now. In Commerce on the 710 southbound at Washington Boulevard, wrecking the two right lanes, slowing you from the 60, and also on the 5 freeway southbound at Atlantic Triggs. The guardrail is damaged, and they got the right shoulder blocked off so Caltrans can fix it. Traffic is pretty heavy from the 101. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Randy Fuller.
Have you been avoiding shorts or swimsuits because of painful varicose or embarrassing spider veins? Is that how you want to live? West Medical can help. Treatments may be covered by most PPO insurance plans, including Anthem Blue Cross, Aetna, Cigna, United Healthcare, and more. Don't ignore leg pain, swelling, or bulging veins. Call 1-800-WEST-MEDICAL for your free consultation or visit westmedical.com today. Isn't it time to feel incredible?
Feel incredible. 1-800-WEST-MEDICAL.
Looking for a gift that'll melt their heart? Head to SmileTunes.com and create a custom song made just for your special someone. Every lyric tells your story. Every note comes from the heart. Visit SmileTunes.com and start your song today.
It's complicated. These days, that's how people even describe their relationship status. When it comes to the latest complexities in your car, it's gotten really complicated. The experts at AMCO undergo the most rigorous training to stay on top of the latest car technologies, so there's nothing we can't fix. Well, except for that complicated relationship. When it comes to that, you're on your own. AA, MCO. Check engine light on? We'll check it for free.
Call 1-800-GO-AMCO today.
If you live within 45 miles of the Eaton Fire in Altadena, your home may have been affected and you may qualify for compensation. Call 855-LA-FIRE-0. That's 855-LA-FIRE-0.
Visit LearCapital.com for your free gold investment kit. That's LearCapital.com.
Help your kid excel in math and love it at Brilliant.org.
Protect your retirement with gold and silver. Call Golden Crest Metals, 888-447-7857.
Just call Sweet James at 1-800-9-million. Just call Sweet James, your accident attorney.
Sweet James Accident Attorneys. Office in Los Angeles, California, and sweetjames.com.
This is KFI.
Hey, it's Conway. I'm not going to be here tomorrow night because I'm going to the Chargers game where they're going to be playing the Los Angeles Rams. That's right, tomorrow night, right here on KFI. Rams, Chargers. And then we'll be back to regular schedule on Friday. Ding dong to this crosstown rivalry.
KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk radio. John Kobylt Show. We're on 3 to 6 after 6 o'clock. John Kobylt Show on demand on the iHeart app. And we have a live stream tomorrow at 11 a.m. on YouTube and X. Live stream tomorrow at 11 a.m. All right. Let me play some clips from this protest in Sacramento in support of Nick Shirley and against the Democratic legislature and Gavin Newsom, who's trying to shut down independent journalists who are embarrassing them. That's what this is. They have been embarrassed because their scam has been exposed. Newsom and the Democratic legislature is funneling untold millions of dollars to fake nonprofits who are stealing the money. They claim to open these fake hospices with fake dying people. They don't exist. That's what Nick Shirley, primarily what he did. This is separate from like all the homeless scams. I know that all these nonprofits, whether it's homeless, whether it's hospices, they're funneling the money back to these legislators. The legislators are getting a kickback. Somehow they are. Some method. It has to be. Why else would they funnel this much money to a huge network of corruption? Hospices, for God's sakes. Because nobody thinks of them. We have way more hospices than any other state in the nation. I think on that block in Van Nuys, I got to get the exact statistics, but it's many times more than they have in the state of Florida as a whole. There aren't that many dying people in Van Nuys. So it's obviously a big criminal racket that the legislature and the Newsom administration are a part of. They must be profiting it. Why would they send all that tax money knowing it's all fraudulent? They're not even denying the fraud. They're pissed off that it was exposed by Nick Shirley. So Shirley has supporters who went out in the 95-degree heat. And then you have these Antifa guys. Somebody in the legislature called Antifa to bring their ugly goons and thugs to beat up the pro-Shirley crowd. So here's a far-left activist being arrested. And this is cut 5. Play it.
Give us space, Jonathan! Give us space, Jonathan!
Sir, why are they arresting you? Why are they arresting you?
Oh, he's so tough! That's so tough!
You understand me?
This way. Who cares what? Tough! So tough! I'm not gonna get arrested. How much do you make an hour for this? So tough! They're so tough! Look at them! The walk of shame! Here you go! I don't feel to hit a man. Who's that? People roll off on you.
The activist is all dressed up in black with his hood up. Okay. So somebody in Robert Revis's legislature called Antifa and they had this guy on staff. That's what goes on in the real world. Sorry to bust your bubble. Maybe they have a fund with some of the kickback money at the legislature. Then here is the far-left protesters attacking somebody who was filming them march in the streets. Play cut 6.
That's funny as hell. How long were you in Sacramento before you got a Sun Sacramento welcome? How long?
Hey, back up.
Where do they find these people? I wonder how much they pay. That's 95 degrees. You got to take on the police. You got to take on the opposing team. Where do you get a girl who does that?
Got to wear all black.
You got to wear all black in 95-degree heat, all black? That's nasty. I couldn't see Deborah doing that. It just doesn't seem like a girly thing to do, right? Dress up in black, scream at people, stand in the street.
I do wear all black sometimes.
Not in the summer. I noticed this week it's been all white.
But not in the summer, and I'm not going to go out screaming.
See one of those animal protest rallies. Man.
No, I haven't even done that.
All right, here's cut 7. More protesters. Now they're taking on the police at the California State Capitol here.
Get back. Back up. I'm in here.
That siren will drive you insane. Imagine being there. Wow. Yeah, it's a fun day. Ever been in Sacramento in August? They must be getting paid good money. So this is just like Karen Bass sending Churla money and deputizing Churla to go fight ICE and start the LA riot back in June of 2025. Okay? That's our local version. In Sacramento, they send money to these Antifa groups from the legislature to start riots against anybody exposing the truth. That the assembly, run by Robert Rivas, and the state Senate, and Gavin Newsom, are running a massive racket and a massive scam. And somebody's getting kickback money. That's the only motivation. The motivation for everybody here is to make money. Everybody. This is not something you do for sport. This is not. They're fighting. Wait a second. They're so passionate about fake hospices being exposed by a journalist. They're so angry that happened that they're fighting in the street. It's almost 100 freaking degrees and they're fighting in the street. Now, this is about the billions of dollars that go into these hospice nonprofits. It's so obvious what's going on. And Newsom and Rivas, they're all like mobster bosses. It's like the mobsters used to protect their prostitution rings and their loan sharking and their drug running and all the shakedown. They used to protect the construction industry that they owned and the cement industry that they owned. I grew up in New Jersey. I grew up where the mobsters were in the news all the time. Knew exactly what industries they were running, how they did it. There were news stories every day. I was just watching a 3-part documentary on the 5 families that ran New York City from, the 1930s into the 1980s. So, and I see the tactics. They look very familiar. Oh, yes. This is what guys like John Gotti or Carlo Gambino used to do, except the names now are Gavin Newsom and Robert Rivas. They don't look like mobsters, but they act like mobsters. And every mobster family has a group of goons that go out on the street to crack heads. And they beat you up if you're getting in the way, only if you're getting in the way of the money scam that's going. They're not fighting over ideology. They're not fighting over a different political point of view. They're not. They're fighting because this is a gusher of tax money that is enriching everybody in this fake nonprofit industry. They've been getting away with it for years, and Nick Shirley busted them. They can't deny it. It's too obvious. So what they're going to do is shut down Nick Shirley, shut down his supporters, shut down the legislators, Alexandra Macedo, and David Tanguipa, 2 Republicans. They were locked in the assembly chambers, weren't allowed to come out. This is pure mobster stuff because they're pure criminals. And you all voted for them. So we have a criminal operation running Sacramento from top to bottom. Governor, state Senate, the assembly. And they're using mobster-like tactics to shut people up, to intimidate people. because you're getting in the way of all the money they're making. And even the media was afraid of the mob in New York City. I mean, a lot of stuff got reported, but a lot of stuff didn't. The police were in the pockets of the mob. All those mobster movies that we all have grown up on, right? If you've seen all the mobster movies, Three Godfathers, Goodfellas, I mean, there's a whole list of them. It's all true. It's not fiction. That's true. They got the stories. The screenwriters got the stories from the guys in the mob. And that's what's going on here. More coming up. Deborah Mark live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Here is the latest. The extreme heat, obviously, has continued across Southern California. Huntington Beach, Republican Senator Tony Strickland is opposing a law signed by Governor Newsom called the Stop Nick Shirley Act. We will have more at the top of the hour, heading over to the 91 next.
GetMeTheVIN.com. This summer, you can sell your car in a hot minute. Enter your car's VIN number and get an offer fast. If GetMeTheVIN.com's offer cannot beat CarMax, they'll pay you $100. GetMeTheVIN.com will get you your check on the spot. Go easy, go fast at GetMeTheVIN.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GetMeTheVIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
From your Toyota Dealers Traffic Center, we make it easy. Crash on the 91 in Anaheim.
On 91, right before East Street, Raymond Avenue. It's a crash in the carpool lane there, pickup truck and a motorcycle, and traffic is stopped behind that from Magnolia. We've also got trouble eastbound 91 before the 241 toll road. That wreck's over on the right shoulder, but it's slow from Weir Canyon. In Commerce, the 5 freeway, southbound at Atlantic Triggs, guardrail damage needs to be fixed. They're working in the right shoulder with traffic stop and go from Grande Vista Avenue. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Randy Fuller.
This is NFL quarterback Rodney Peete, and here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Lowe's.
The NFL and the NFLPA agreeing that a player who commits 3 of these violations, a hip drop tackle, a horse collar tackle, launching ahead of a defenseless player, or a blindside block will get a 1-game suspension. It's the end of the line for the annual Pro Bowl, which is being abolished. Now it'll be an individual performance award for 88 players with an in-person celebration in Los Angeles in February. I'm Frank Aaron.
Now at Lowe's, faster quotes start at the Lowe's Pro Desk. Got a material list written on a sticky note or saved on a photo? Perfect. Bring it in and get a quote in minutes. Plus, access thousands of products beyond what's in store or on Lowe's.com. Right from the Lowe's Pro Desk.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Still sleeping on that old bed? Mattress Firm's sleep experts can help you choose the perfect upgrade. They'll guide you every step, answering your questions. Shop today and save big during the best sale of the year. They make sleep easy.
Want more than just awareness for your business? An iHeartRadio Music Festival partnership can help your business drive action with sweepstakes, ticket giveaways, and more. Make your business part of the iHeartRadio Music Festival. Call 844-844-iHeart.
If you're living with constant knee pain and you're dreading surgery, which you should, and you're looking at a long recovery, no fun, let me tell you about Hoag Orthopedic Institute. Their award-winning knee specialists are changing how knee pain is treated. They offer the most advanced, minimally invasive procedures for faster recovery, better movement, and the care is personalized using the most cutting-edge techniques, including robotic-assisted knee replacement, state-of-the-art cartilage restoration. You get up, get active, and you're going to move without missing months of your life. And they accept most PPO and Medicare insurance plans. So call 800-919-2000 or visit HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com. That's H-O-A-G, HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com. Locations throughout Southern California, proudly physician-owned. That's HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com. Call 800-919-2000.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you're finally off the clock after a long day, dishes put away, kids asleep, feet kicked up, heartburn. Don't let heartburn take over your hard-earned moment. Quick, Alka-Seltzer. Nothing works faster for heartburn relief. Alka-Seltzer effervescent tablets begin neutralizing stomach acid in seconds, so you can get back to your one more episode marathon. Quick, Alka-Seltzer. Because nothing works faster for heartburn relief. Use as directed.
Silver is no longer just a commodity, it's a strategic resource. Global demand is hitting record highs while supply remains tight. Visit LearCapital.com for your free silver report. That's LearCapital.com. LearCapital.com.
Gary and Shannon.
I love driving around the Waymos. The Waymo behind me, let me enter the lane. And I was shocked. I was like, what? Somebody's letting me in.
Thank you, Waymo.
Where am I?
Tomorrow morning at 9 on KFI AM 640.
Who has manners around here? And then I realized there was nobody in that vehicle, that it was a computer that let me in. Of course, I trust a Waymo more than an Uber driver. You don't know where these people have been. You don't know what they've been shooting up with all night.
More stimulating talk. KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. John Kobylt Show. We got a live stream tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. You can follow us at John Kobylt Radio on social media. Coming up after 4 o'clock, Kenneth Schrupp from City Journal. He and Christopher Rufo have done an extensive story on the influence the California unions have on so much legislation and so many of the taxes. The taxes are very high, and the unions are responsible for steering these taxes to record high levels. We're going to explain, because this is another leg of the machine. This is another leg of the corruption, another leg of the mob-like infrastructure that runs Sacramento. So we're going to talk with Kenneth Schrupp, California's billion-dollar union machine. And you'll see how that works. It just seems the vast majority of people in Sacramento working in the Assembly, the State Senate, the governor's office, and the lobbyists, the union people, they're all running a criminal con together. I'll tell you more. Now, we often make fun of Gen Zers, people in their 20s, because they were so damaged by the lockdowns that part of their brains died. And so they're incapable of social interactions. They are frightened to work. They're even frightened to answer the phone, I have heard. And they would rather stay in their homes. In fact, we just did a story a couple of weeks ago that they've embraced what they call bed rot. And it was something like 73% of those who responded said they do spend the weekends rotting in bed, watching their screens, and having food delivered on DoorDash.
Could be worse.
Well, you should embrace bed rot.
I just may one day.
Now, here comes another story. An analysis of U.S. census data by the Financial Times in London. Almost 10% of young people in their 20s said they had zero face-to-face interactions with another person in their daily life. Zero. 10% of Gen Z. It was the American Time Use Survey. These are people ages 23 to 29. Now, in 2019, the last year before the pandemic, when these people were ages 16 to 21, only 3% of young adults were not socializing face-to-face. Now, that number has tripled. And for the most isolated segment of young adults, they used to spend about a third of their day with other people. That figure has collapsed to zero. Happened during the pandemic, and it stayed there.
Everything happened during the pandemic.
But it's 4 years past.
Oh, I know.
And they still don't talk to anybody, and they don't see anybody.
I don't know how to, I wouldn't know how to relate to that.
You can't.
I'd be so lonely.
That's all they knew. And that's why they can't relate. You see them walking around here every once in a while.
Well, I don't even see them here. There's
All right.
hardly anybody here.
I got a glimmer of hope over the weekend. I know 3, at least, people who are professors in college. And one of them said, last couple of years, as this Gen Z crowd was cycling through college, and they're the ones who were in the heart of the lockdown, right? In high school, it was all screens, no socialization. Nobody was dating, nobody was drinking, nobody was having sex. They weren't dancing, going to proms. There's nothing. And that crowd, he said, total zeros. They spent all the classroom time scrolling. Scroll, TikTok, Instagram, texts. Some of the guys might have been gambling. Some of the women might have been buying stuff. But he says, this year, a little bit different. This class was not in high school during the lockdown, and they're more engaged.
Oh, good.
They're more interested. And they don't need their phones as much. Because a lot of professors are saying no phones, no iPads, no nothing. And a couple of years ago, you did that. Everybody walked out. And now they're not. They're like closer to normal. History will show the worst experiment ever done was locking all the kids out of school. And I was thinking about this, and I went online, ChatGPT, and I said, what were the death totals for people? And when you got down to kids, teenagers and below, the death totals were less than 0.1%. And most of those kids had some kind of underlying condition. So 99.9% of the kids did not die from COVID. Had they gone to school, their brains would have developed normally. Now they're permanently damaged. And all these years later, they sit, in fact, more than a third, 35% to be exact, of those employed said they did some or all of their work from home, which is why they have zero contact with people. They have no friends. I guess they're disconnected from their family, and they have no workmates. They have no boyfriends, no girlfriends, no non-binary friends, nobody.
No furries.
Oh, I bet you some of them have furry friends. That's exactly the kind of kid who ends up with a furry friend. Yeah. So, wow. I mean, I just can't imagine. So if you see somebody in their 20s, got a 1 in 10 chance that you're the first person they've seen all day.
So make sure you smile.
Smile. Let them know you're friendly, because they may be they're almost like, people who lived in the jungle, and then they come out and they're terrified and they start shooting arrows at you. All right. When we come back, we're going to talk with Kenneth Schrupp about another piece of the big criminal operation in Sacramento, the unions, and how they put in all their good work that leads to incredible taxes being raised. And that tax money is funneled back to them. We'll tell you all about it when we return. Deborah Mark, live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
KFI and KOST HD2, Los Angeles, Orange County. More stimulating talk.
Meta settlement. I'm Deborah Mark, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. Meta has reached a tentative landmark settlement with every U.S. state except New Mexico and Florida. It's accused of deliberately addicting minors to Instagram and Facebook. New Jersey is one of the states involved in the suit, and State Attorney General Jennifer Davenport says Meta needs to address specific areas.
The priorities are to make sure that we are remedying past harm and ensuring that in the future, similar harms don't take effect. So they will go to programs and things of that nature.
The social media giant has agreed to make major changes to Instagram and Facebook and pay up about $18 billion over 10 years. California mother Victoria Hinks says she lost her teenage daughter to suicide.
They knowingly make these things so addictive because that's their business model.
The lawsuit against Meta accused the company of designing Facebook and Instagram to be addictive to kids. The extreme heat continues across Southern California.
Most areas are expected to see their hottest temperatures of the year. Some spots could hit 112 degrees. Those include the valleys and part of the San Gabriel and Santa Monica Mountains. Even most of the coastline is covered by an extreme heat warning. A red flag warning will be in effect for the San Gabriel Mountains and the 5 and 14 freeway corridors. To prevent wildfires, Southern California Edison could implement public safety power shutoffs in parts of LA County. That would mainly be for Malibu and the Santa Monica Mountains, as well as northern areas like Castaic. Mark Mayfield, KFI News.
The LA City Council has unanimously approved initiatives to help Boyle Heights recuperate following the Lineage Logistics warehouse fire.
The measures include prioritizing sanitation requests and faster investigations of tenant complaints for the next 60 days in District 14. The council will also review water quality testing connected to runoff from the June fire. Homeless encampment resolution efforts in the district will be suspended for now, and there are plans to create a commission to guide city leaders on persistent environmental justice issues. New recommendations about fines and rejecting permits to rebuild the warehouse will be considered at a future meeting. Eileen Gonzalez, KFI News.
A defense attorney for the man convicted this week of killing an LA County Sheriff's deputy has told jurors the killer was legally insane at the time.
Kevin Eduardo Cataneo Salazar was convicted of first-degree murder for pulling up next to Deputy Ryan Klinkenbroomer at a red light in Palmdale and shooting him in the back of the head in September 2023. Defense attorney George Rosenstock told jurors Salazar is a diagnosed schizophrenic with a history of psychiatric hospitalizations and didn't have the capacity to distinguish what was morally right or wrong when he killed Klinkenbroomer. He said Salazar suffered from auditory hallucinations and believed NASA and the Air Force were controlling his mind. He could get life if he's found sane or go to a state hospital if he's found insane. Mark Ronner, KFI News.
Huntington Beach Republican Senator Tony Strickland is opposing a law signed by Governor Newsom called the Stop Nick Shirley Act. The bill follows investigative reporting into fraud in California by independent journalist Nick Shirley. Strickland says it is an anti-transparency law.
This law discourages people like Nick Shirley, citizens who went and asked tough questions on holding their government accountable. I'm concerned that this new law raises serious amendment issues of the First Amendment and the freedom of speech and the freedom of press.
Strickland says accountability and transparency are essential to good government, but this law moves the state in the other direction. A judge in Texas mentioned Dolly Parton while striking down a ban on drag shows.
U.S. District Judge David Hittner ruled the state law violated the First Amendment. He first said it was unconstitutional in 2023, pausing the fines of $10,000 for hosting events and up to a year in jail for performers. An appeals court lifted that pause and made him reassess the law. He said in his new redone ruling, the law was overly broad, vague, and by its own definition would chastise the late Dolly Parton as a voluptuous sex symbol because of her big hair, flamboyant clothes, and breast exposure. He said the solution for those who find such activities offensive is relatively simple. Just don't go. Michael Crozier, KFI News.
Southland weather from KFI. We do have a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. Highs 90 to the triple digits, Metro LA and the high desert. Windy for the high desert, 103 to 113 in the valleys and the IE. Low to upper 80s at the beaches, low to mid 90s inland OC. Right now, it's 96 in Tustin, 81 Laguna Beach, 99 in Chatsworth. It's 100 in Van Nuys. The KFI Financial Update brought to you by Supershore, supershore.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your business insurance in one place. The Dow closed down 114, S&P 500 down 2, NASDAQ down 21. Stall on the 105 in Hawthorne.
Eastbound, just past Prairie Avenue, disabled vehicles in the center divider, and it's stop and go from Sepulveda Boulevard. Now in El Segundo, on the 405 southbound at El Segundo Boulevard, there's a wreck there. It's in the carpool lane, and traffic is stop and go behind it from Wilshire Boulevard. Sherman Oaks on the 405 northbound at Ventura Boulevard, right shoulder crash slows you from Venice. And in Anaheim on the 91 freeway, eastbound before East Street, Raymond Avenue, that crash is cleared, but things were slow from Knott Avenue. Also on the 91, eastbound before the 241, right shoulder crash. It has things heavy from Weir Canyon. And the 91 freeway in Corona, eastbound before Auto Center, Surface Club Drive, a wreck in the next to the left lane, and you're stop and go all the way back to Green River. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Randy Fuller.
Every day, Californians work hard to build a better future. They deserve leaders who work just as hard for them, not for special interests. In the Assembly, Juan Carrillo is delivering solutions for the high desert, building more affordable housing, investing in good-paying jobs, and lowering costs for hardworking families. Because California deserves problem solvers who deliver real solutions on the issues that matter most. Paid for by Grow California.
Thinking about upgrading your sleep?
Now is the time to shop Sleep Number. Trusted by millions for nearly 40 years, Sleep Number offers superior comfort, personalized adjustability, temperature benefits, and value that is unmatched in the industry. And right now, during the Sleep Number Labor Day sale, all mattresses are on sale. Invest in your sleep and experience firsthand Sleep Number's personalized comfort. Stop by a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com to learn more.
Lose the weight, feel incredible. Just call 1-800-WEST Medical.
Looking for a gift that'll melt their heart? Head to smiletunes.com and create a custom song made just for your special someone. Every lyric tells your story. Every note comes from the heart. Visit smiletunes.com and start your song today.
Summer's winding down, but there's still time for one more home upgrade. This August, American Vision Windows lets you pick 2 offers: free expert installation, free sound package, free upgrade to Sun Matrix. They pay the tax, or no interest and no payments for 18 months. Get your project done before fall with your choice of savings. Visit AmericanVisionWindows.com or 888-226-9908. 888-226-9908. New customers only. Restrictions apply. Call see website for details. Offer ends August 31st, 2026.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival
presented by Capital One
is coming back to Las Vegas.
September 18th and 19th at T-Mobile Arena.
Stream it live on Disney Plus and Hulu. And keep listening for the next chance to win your way to be there.
Some apps say they're free, then come the fees. Not the iHeart app. It's 100% free. No required subscriptions to access the best live radio stations, free playlists, podcasts, and more. Download the free iHeart app today.
iHeartRadio. KFI AM 640.
An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk radio. Good that you're here. It's the John Kobylt Show, and we're on from 3 to 6. The podcast is after 6 o'clock. So if you're just joining us now, you missed an hour. You can hear the whole radio show again on that podcast. And we're live on YouTube, and we're live on X. Subscribe, become a member, youtube.com/@JohnKobyltShow. You can run right now and enjoy the video, enjoy the chat room. And tomorrow's a live stream at 11 in the morning. Live video stream, 11 a.m. Special bonus. Let's now go. We talked a lot last hour about the big scams up in Sacramento. The reason that they're so angry with Nick Shirley is he exposed all the theft going on, these nonprofits that are financed with your tax money by the legislators. And then they steal all the money. And you get fake hospices and with no clients. We know about the fake homeless industry that gets nobody off the streets. Well, there's another aspect to the big machine, and that's the billion-dollar unions. The unions direct a lot of legislation that leads to much higher taxes. Much of the tax money ends up in the pockets, one way or another, of the union and the members. In fact, 10 of the largest California unions with public sector employees in total raked in more than $1 billion just in dues and fees. So unraveling all this is Kenneth Schrupp. He and Christopher Ruffo wrote a long piece today in cityjournal.org. California's billion-dollar union machine. Let's get Kenneth Schrupp on. How are you, Kenneth?
Hey, it's a pleasure to have me on. Thank you very much.
Quite a story that you did here, and it's very long, and I urge people to go to City Journal and read the entire thing. Give us an overview of what you discovered, how this cycle works, where the legislature gives the unions the money, which leads the unions to rig the legislation to raise taxes to get more money. Talk about how it works.
Right. Well, people like to talk a lot about the headline figure of the $1 billion and the money that goes into politics. But the real secret here is just the huge number of members alone. The union's combined membership equates to at least 29% of the state's 2024 Democratic primary voters. That is a winning amount of voters. In a blue state like California, you win the primary, that's kind of it. That's the race. So the raw numbers are so high that they're able to vote for the candidates who are going to give them the raises, increase the spending that results in more members, results in more power, and the cycle continues. And what we detail here also, though, is a lot of these frontline workers who they might not know fully what's happening here with the unions. Their senior leaders are earning $500,000. They are living out big lives at luxury 5-star hotels. Why is the California Nurses Association spending $140,000 at the Four Seasons in Toronto, Canada? I really couldn't tell you. Or $180,000 at the Hotel del Coronado in San Diego, that 5-star resort on the beach. What are they doing there? I couldn't tell you, because a lot of them did not respond to our request for comment. But we have this cycle, again, where the unions have control over the politicians, who are then giving them more money and more members. And there seems to be no way to stop this cycle, because it looks like we're at this sort of tipping point where either we've passed it or about to pass it, where the majority of voters either are getting paid by the government by working in the public sector or a public supported industry like maybe healthcare or education, or receive taxpayer benefits from the government, or work directly from the government, work directly at the government. So it's very hard to see how this train is going to stop.
And we are coming close to being insolvent in many ways, based on the numbers I was reading in your story. I mean, there's simply not enough money to keep feeding the beast here.
In terms of raw population, yes, they're really running out of revenue sources. That's sort of why they're pursuing this billionaire's tax, right? This wealth tax is really one of the last ways where they can actually access a new revenue source. We can start taxing you not even on the cash in your pocket, but the value of your assets that you haven't sold yet.
You open your piece by talking about the 63-cent fee on every gallon of gas, and that's just the beginning of it. Sales tax is now over 10% in some places. The highest earners pay double-digit income tax rate, and it's the unions, the public sector unions, that are reaping all the profits here. Because as the taxes go up, there was more state workers mean more union dues, more union fees. Then they're actually screwing over their own members. I don't know if the members care, but as you pointed out, you've got some of the beautiful resorts and hotels where they spend hundreds of thousands of dollars. You got $618,000 by the SEIU that was spent at a 4-diamond Laguna Cliffs Marriott Resort and Spa in Dana Point. $618,000.
And meanwhile, their frontline workers are earning $17.95 an hour at the time they were doing that. This is a program where the government pays people to take care of mostly their family members. And there's not a lot of negotiating that the union has to do, but they can farm these dues from these people.
Right. So when you have an elderly relative in your house, you can in effect become a state worker by taking care of them and make 17 plus an hour. But the union that represents you is the leaders are enjoying the high life at these resorts up and down the coast. And I bet you, and most people probably don't know that. They're busy, dealing with grandma and grandpa or their parents, soiling themselves. And in the meantime, the union they belong to that takes money from them in union dues is being fed just for their pleasure.
Yeah, and they file these costs under administration, representation, or overhead. And, I can't really understand what a 5-star hotel is for overhead when you're trying to negotiate on behalf of, very low-paid frontline workers.
Is there, I mean, this is a very detailed article. Is there any way to wake up the public? Because, I mean, that number that you gave, that 29% of the Democratic primary vote are union workers, that makes it insurmountable if you don't have the union endorsement. And it makes it very difficult, obviously, for a Republican to squeeze in. And this is not about issues and ideology. It's simply they've got 29% to make sure that they stay, that they continue to take in billions of dollars in revenue.
Well, there's only one real sector left that can challenge it. There's the whole private sector in general, especially, with the exodus of the entertainment industry, it is really only the technology sector that seems to be left here. Maybe they'll leave with the wealth tax, maybe they won't. But there are a lot of differences in incentives that sort of explain why no one's been able to stop this. The public sector union machine, they just have to win every once in a while to permanently secure some new revenue, a new law, a new tax for the machine. The private sector has to win every single time just to keep what they already have. And that's something that people haven't organized around it. People haven't invested the time and resources to really build a countervailing coalition.
They don't even know. Thank you for coming on, Kenneth.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Kenneth Schrupp, California's billion-dollar union machine. This is why you're paying, big reason why you're paying such high taxes. Deborah Marks, live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Here is the latest. The LA City Council approves 5 initiatives to help Boyle Heights recuperate from that burned-out cold storage warehouse. And officials in Nepal and China say at least 160 people have been killed in flash floods. We'll have more at the bottom of the hour. Going to go to the 2:10 next.
When you sign your insurance policy, now for a lot of brokers, that's a finish line. You get a handshake, they get a commission, and they're done. They're out of there. And you may not hear from them again until it's time to renew. But your business runs all year, and so do the gaps in your insurance and the risk you take. That's why I'm introducing SuperSure. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, the CFO, or the HR manager, the whole thing can be too complicated just to buy a policy online. SuperSure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, and all with year-round support for you and your team. Supersure.com. You can access tools like fine print facts, which translates your current policy into plain English, so you can see what's covered and what's not. Plus, a business value calculator, so you can estimate what your business is worth. You know exactly what needs protecting. Supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com.
Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
From your Toyota Dealers Traffic Center, we make it easy. Stall on the 210 in Pasadena.
I'm right before Fair Oaks Avenue. Broken down car. It's in the next to the left lane. It's got traffic stopped from Mountain Street. So it's causing a bit of a delay. A little bit more of a delay for Commerce on the 5 freeway southbound at Atlantic Triggs. The left lane is blocked. There's a crash there now. Same location as where they're doing some guardrail repair as well. Traffic's now stopped from Soto Street. In Hawthorne on the 105 eastbound past Prairie, that disabled vehicles in the center divider slowing you from Sepulveda. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Randy Fuller.
GiveMeTheVIN.com. This summer, you can sell your car in a hot minute. Try it. Enter your VIN number and get an offer fast. If GiveMeTheVIN.com's offer does not beat CarMax, they'll pay you $100. GiveMeTheVIN.com will get you your check on the spot. Easy and fast at GiveMeTheVIN.com. America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
This is Sarah Spain with the latest from iHeart Women's Sports.
Presented by iHeartAdvertising.com.
Serena Williams and partner Carlos Alcaraz won their first mixed doubles match at the U.S. Open on Tuesday, but got knocked out in the quarterfinals by Belinda Bencic and Flavio Cobolli, 5-4, 4-1. Matches in the first 3 rounds of the U.S. Open mixed doubles event feature sets to just 4 games, with tiebreakers instead of the third set. For more women's sports stories, subscribe to Good Game with Sarah Spain on iHeart Podcasts.
Run a business and not thinking about radio? Think again, because people are listening to radio more today than they did 20 years ago. And only iHeartRadio connects with more Americans than TV, digital, even social. Learn how radio can help your business. Call 844-844-iHeart.
This report is sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. The free AutoZone Fix Finder service can help you troubleshoot the likely cause of your pesky check engine light for free and help you save time and money down the road. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
I'm going to Morongo for my fantasy football draft party. My first pick, cheerleaders. And now, the top 5 reasons to visit Morongo. Number 5.
Football's back, and we're giving every league commissioner just what they need. A draft party. Choose the party that's right for you at MorongoCasinoResort.com.
Number 4.
Self-care giveaway. A facial steamer is yours when you earn 500 points on your rewards card September 1st.
3.
The music of Rihanna, performed live by tribute band Rihanna Replay, September 3rd. Poolside playback next Thursday.
And the number 2.
Make Labor Day weekend a Morongo weekend. Book a suite or private casita.
And the number 1 reason.
We're giving away a 2026 Mustang GT Fastback. Earn entries now, and you could drive off a winner the 31st.
Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times.
Join me, your buddy Conway, and Travel Store for a luxury Caribbean cruise in February of 2027 aboard Oceania Cruises. All you got to do is make a $200 deposit between now and August 31st. 800-777-6540, ConwayCruise.com.
This week at Vaughn's and Albertsons, Signature Select whole frying chicken, drumsticks, or thighs, bone-in value packs are 99 cents per pound. And locally grown green or red seedless grapes are $1.99 per pound with digital coupon on Vaughn's or Albertsons.com.
You've thought about moving some of your IRA into gold. Most people have. Here's what stops them. They think it's complicated. It's not. Golden Crest Metals moves existing IRA and 401k money into physical gold and silver every day. Tax and penalty free. Featured on Fox Business and CNBC. Plus, receive up to $25,000 in free silver with a qualifying purchase. Call 888-447-7857. That's 888-447-7857. Not a financial advisor. Precious metals involve risk. Free silver offer is a 10% bonus in silver on qualifying purchases of premium mintage coins. $10,000 minimum purchase required. Bonus silver capped at $25,000 and credited to customer account. See goldencrestmetals.com for full terms.
Touchdown! The countdown to the new NFL season is on.
And now, all 32 in-market local teams can be heard on the free iHeartRadio app.
He's in! That's a jet touchdown! Just open the app and search your favorite team.
Plus, Fox Sports Radio breaks it all down.
As we get closer to week 1.
It's crazy, and it's fun.
Join the conversation and stay locked in. Live local games with you all season long.
Download the iHeartRadio app.
Search NFL and press play.
KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
It's a $470 million high-stakes gamble in downtown Los Angeles. Who's behind it? An 82-year-old orthopedic surgeon who's turned into a real estate developer. The Graffiti Towers and their big plan for return and a 6-month clock that's already ticking. That's tomorrow, starting at noon, Monks and Merrill on KFI.
KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk radio. John Kobylt Show. I saw this story a few weeks ago. You ever hear of the San Francisco Emporium? You ever been there? It's been around for decades, and it's a museum of technology and art and science. And this week, on August 22nd, they had a special session, 9 to 11 in the morning, designed to give people a chance to wear masks and be around only other people with masks. It was like
a masquerade.
Yeah, a masquerade, yes. It was like a mental patient conference. So this is now 5 years past the pandemic. So 2 hours, you were required to wear a mask. They wouldn't let you in unless you had a mask on. This is still going on for people who feel uncomfortable around the maskless, the mask-free. You could wear an N95, a KN95, or KF94 mask. Complimentary masks were available at the entrance. There was even like a COVID mask demo. Now, listen to this. This woman walked around and described how great it was to be at the Exploratorium during the mask mandatory session they had.
Today was the first ever mask hours at the Exploratorium in San Francisco. It felt like a wonderful fever dream and glimpse into what our world could look like if everyone was working to reduce the spread of viruses. It was especially lovely to see kids doing such a good job about masking and parents working to protect them. This rainbow lighting exhibit was so cool. Okay, these are so cute. Max and I loved this collaborative snake, but we did play it for a few solid minutes, thinking that we were absolutely nailing it, and we were actually just on the demo screen for some sort of AI exhibit, but my baby just used it as a sensory exhibit.
She brings her kids, or her kid.
It wasn't a kid, it was a dog.
It was a dog?
No.
Yeah.
She wasn't like that. AI did a great job of telling the difference between...
It was a dog?
Yep.
I was part of the video. I see that.
It was a dog. Calls it her baby.
Her baby. And so the baby, she's got a mask on it, and she's wearing a mask. Oh, my God.
The dog wasn't wearing a mask, but...
No? Then why they let him in?
That's a good question.
That's wrong. Play some more.
I did a great job of telling the difference between Lil and a duckling until it started having some trouble and sorting a lot of Lils into the duckling side.
Yeah.
This is definitely not a
sounds
dog,
like a kid,
so we decided to teach AI what a dog was. It did identify Lil as a handbag, a kite, and then a teddy bear. A teddy bear is kind of cute, kite kind of
All
rude.
right, this is some kind of AI
Here's a little
exhibit.
demo in the gift
but,
shop.
But it's so the whole museum, the Exploratorium, was filled with masked people. So my friend and I were screwing around this morning, again with ChatGPT, because we're trying to come up with a way to medically describe what's going on, right? If you're so mentally disturbed, you feel it necessary to wear a mask all the time and have only masked people around you. So we asked ChatGPT to come up with a term for this. So this is what it came up with. If you want to sound like a plausible psychiatric, if you wanted it to sound like a plausible psychological diagnosis, they suggested mask persistence syndrome, MPS, the compulsive tendency to continue wearing a mask long after the perceived threat has passed. Or nosomaskophobia, a fabricated fear of being unprotected from disease unless one is wearing a mask, from the Latin nosos, disease plus mask plus phobia. Protective mask fixation, an invented behavioral condition characterized by an excessive psychological attachment to a mask, for safety purposes. Post-pandemic hypervigilance disorder, PPHD, the fictional tendency to remain in a heightened state of disease vigilance after the threat has substantially diminished. Mask security dependency, a clinical sounding term for feeling psychologically unsafe without a mask. Anthropogenic respiratory anxiety, a more absurd pseudo-academic term for anxiety about breathing unfiltered air around other humans. These were invented terms that ChatGPT came up because we need a term for the mental illness people are exhibiting if they're still wearing a mask in public. And by the way, masking didn't stop anybody from getting COVID. They found when they did testing, 97% of people had COVID biomarkers. We all got it. Some of us didn't have symptoms. About 45% of people never showed symptoms, but we all got it. The mask didn't stop it. The mask can't stop it. The virus is tinier than the mask holes.
But I still don't touch things. And I'm not afraid. It's not COVID. It's just gross. Okay. I don't want to constantly have to wash my hands.
Right. If you want, I could ask ChatGPT to come up with names of the disorder or the disorders that you have.
I don't want to get. I don't want to get anything.
You have an immune system.
Yeah, I know. But I've said this before, and you know this. Our jobs are very hard to do when you have a cough or a stuffy nose or a plain old cold. Then I can't do my job, and then I've got to use up my sick days, and then I won't be here with you.
See, that's a lot of layers of anxiety. I like the way you explained it. It's like one anxiety leads to another, leads to I'm wearing a mask on my head.
I'm not wearing a mask.
Right now, you're not.
No, I don't.
Although I missed that leopard mask.
I know, that was pretty cute.
Yeah. Deborah Mark, live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
California stands to get between $1.5 billion to $2.1 billion if the court approves the roughly $18 billion settlement with Meta. Attorney General Bonta says the government calls for payments to the states over 10 years.
How the majority of this money will be spent will ultimately be decided by the legislature and the governor, but it is earmarked in the proposed settlement for purposes related to the prevention or remediation of mental health or other harms to young Californians associated with social media use.
Texas was not part of the group settlement and agreed to a $1 billion payment separately. The LA City Council has approved 5 initiatives to help Boyle Heights recuperate as the cleanup of a burned-out cold storage warehouse continues. Councilwoman Isabel Jurado says the recovery also means the city has to confront the systems that allowed the community to carry such an extraordinary burden and to build lasting power for the people who live there. The council's vote comes a day after the Planning and Land Use Management Committee recommended no permits to rebuild or reconstruct the warehouse should be issued. Bus Sports Capital, an investment group founded by former LA Lakers executives Joey and Jesse Buss, has joined the San Diego Padres ownership group. The brothers tell ESPN they'll be on the advisory board for the new owners that bought the team last week for an MLB record $3.9 billion. The Buss brothers' ownership stake in the Padres will be around 5%. Officials in Nepal and China say at least 160 people have been killed in flash floods in a border region between the two countries. ABC's Tom Sufi-Burridge says hundreds more, including American tourists, are missing.
The Nepalese Tourism Board is saying that about 400 tourists are missing right now, including 47 Americans. That gives you a sense of how this could evolve in the coming hours and days.
He says there's complete devastation in the remote mountainous part of Nepal. And the actor best known for his role as Dr. Frankenfurter in the Rocky Horror Picture Show has died. TMZ says Tim Curry had been dealing with health issues for years and passed away last night. Tim Curry was 80. And Dolly Parton's work will live on.
The country music legends team says dozens of projects she was developing before her death will still move forward. Parton's longtime manager says she worked up until the day she died and left behind a roadmap for her team to follow. Upcoming projects include unreleased music, a Broadway musical, a Nashville hotel and museum, along with a planned biopic, docuseries, and even a Dolly Parton Avatar show. Heather Brooker, KFI News.
We are going to go to the 105 next.
Infinity Bank. When it comes to banking, are all of your eggs in one basket? Well, what happens when your card doesn't work and you have to look at the back of the card to find the 800 number? What happens if your wallet is stolen? Who's going to be that reliable source when you need money or new cards or assurance that your money is safe? You won't have to worry about that with Infinity Bank. You call Victor Guerrero. He's the president, and set up a new account with him today. I did. Call 657-223-1000, 657-223-1000 for limited time. One of the best rates in the U.S. is their money market savings account. Call them about it. Infinity Bank.
Southland weather from KFI. We do have a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. It's going to be sunny and hot. Actually, it's not going to be too sunny. It's going to be a little cloudy, but it is going to be hot. 90 to triple digits, Metro LA and the high desert. Windy for the high desert, 103 to 113 for the valleys and the IE. Low to upper 80s at the beaches, low to mid 90s inland OC. Right now, 83 in San Juan Capistrano and 97 in Staten. Stall on the 105 in Paramount.
Bound to Paramount Boulevard, the disabled vehicle's in the right lane, slowing traffic from Prairie Avenue, probably adding 20-25 minutes to your drive. In Commerce, on the 5 freeway southbound Atlantic Triggs, there's a wreck now in the left lane where they're doing some guardrail repair right there on the right shoulder. Traffic set a stop from 4th Street now. In Pomona, the 10 eastbound before Fairplex Drive, a debris situation. 2 right lanes are blocked. Traffic heavy from Kellogg Drive. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Randy Fuller.
Do you know what the most expensive mattress you could buy is? The wrong mattress.
But only Sit and Sleep has bed match technology that scientifically fits you with just the right mattress.
This Labor Day, save up to $1,400 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable sets. Plus, with your good credit, get interest-free financing for 36 months with your minimum monthly payment.
So don't buy the wrong mattress at the wrong mattress store. Trust your sleep to Sit and Sleep.
Sit and Sleep will beat anyone's advertised price, or your mattress is free.
Hey, it's Conway here for Cars for Kids. We've donated 2 vehicles to Cars for Kids, and man, was it easy. Cars for Kids has been around for 30 years, and they know what they're doing. I recently saw firsthand one of their summer programs going on right now where they have over 1,400 kids. I saw hundreds of kids in the camp, and they couldn't thank Cars for Kids enough for making this incredible opportunity possible. So when you donate a car, you're helping real kids thrive this summer. CarsForKids.org. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K.
Dave Portnoy here. Something big is coming. September 2nd, DraftKings Game Day. Massive deals, exclusive deals, an all-day celebration built for sports fans. And now, the DraftKings Sports app is live in all 50 states. That means from Texas to California to Florida, every fan can get in on the excitement. One app, every sport, all 50 states. Remember the date, September 2nd, DraftKings Game Day. Get pumped.
Get ready to celebrate. New DraftKings customers. Sign up with code AM640. Spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days. That's code AM640 in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click-to-claim issued in non-withdrawable predictions dollars that expire in 1 year. Terms at dkng.co/predictions promo. Nationwide based on sportsbook predictions and free-to-play sports contest availability. Varies by state.
Gold and silver recently hit record highs, then pulled back. So are metals still a good buy? Many experts say yes. Gold remains a long-standing hedge for wealth protection. Visit LearCapital.com for your free gold kit. That's LearCapital.com. LearCapital.com.
Seen signs of termite activity? Call today for a free termite inspection. Pacific Coast Termite proudly serves homeowners and businesses from San Diego to Santa Barbara. Call 800-PACIFIC. That's 800-PACIFIC. Or visit PacificCoastTermite.com. Some restrictions apply.
Help your kid excel in math and love it at Brilliant.org.
Avoiding shorts because of your varicose veins? Just call 1-800-WEST Medical.
OPO Injury Lawyers, rooted in this community, relentless in justice. OPOLaw.com.
Urgent message. Eaton Fire home contamination. If you live within 45 miles of the Eaton Fire in Altadena, your home may have been exposed to asbestos and other hazardous fibers. Homeowners may qualify for compensation for fire-related contamination and property damage, potentially more than $100,000. There's no upfront cost for a free home testing consultation. Don't wait. Call 855-LA-FIRE-0 today to find out if you qualify. You can't always see contamination, but it could be there. 855-LA-FIRE-0. Call now.
What's it take to be a mentor with big brothers, big sisters? It takes 30 minutes and a cup of coffee. A video game, that's 2 out of 3. It takes sharing thumbs up emojis, clapping emojis, and loaded nachos at halftime. That's how you make an impact on a young kid's life. So go on, share a few hours a month, because mentorship may sound huge, but the truth is, it takes little to be big. To learn more, volunteer, or donate, go to BeBigNow.org.
This is KFI. Hey, it's Conway. I'm not going to be here tomorrow night because I'm going to the Chargers game where they're going to be playing the Los Angeles Rams. That's right, tomorrow night, right here on KFI. Rams, Chargers. And then we'll be back to regular schedule on Friday. Ding dong to this crosstown rivalry.
KFI. AM 640, more stimulating talk radio. John Kobylt Show. We're on from 3 until 6. And we're live on YouTube, live on X, video, of course, and live stream tomorrow at 11 a.m. So come to YouTube and X at 11 a.m. tomorrow. You could watch the live stream. Some extra stories that we haven't gotten to this week. Tomorrow, we're doing this at 5 o'clock hour tomorrow. We're going to have Darren Thomas, the president and CEO of Dunlop Tires of North America, on this absurd tire regulation from the California Energy Commission and Gavin Newsom. And he's to blame for this because he appointed all the members, and he came out right after they passed this new tire regulation and fully supported it and immediately lied. It's incredible. Would be a great game is you get a stopwatch, and when Newsom makes a statement, how long does it take before he lies? And you could make it a drinking game somehow. So yesterday it was pretty quick, or a couple of days ago, because he very quickly said that a majority of the tire makers support this legislation until you found out that Goodyear did not, and they have half the market. Dunlop did not, and they're one of the leaders worldwide in tires. So Goodyear and Dunlop say, no, bad idea. Now, when you add up their market share, I don't know how you get a vast majority of anything. In fact, as it turned out later, and I learned this reading Katy Grimes at the California Globe, or maybe it was Ashley Zavala, or both. Most of the tire manufacturers don't like this, but they're willing to. They're waiting for the execution, but they have all kinds of different reasons why it's not going to work. Everybody would like more efficient tires. So that's what they say they support, but they don't support this. Because this, according to Darren Thomas, could be a mess. Again, he's the president and CEO of Dunlop Tires North America, so he is the top guy. They held a press conference yesterday ripping this policy. And now Thomas has told the California Post, we're asking California to prove that the regulation produces a better overall outcome for Californians. As a state, we failed to do that with high-speed rail. So he's comparing this tire regulation to high-speed rail, another initiative that will cost taxpayers billions and promised lower fuel consumption and emissions. Yes, the whole point of high-speed rail, it was going to take all these cars off the road. You were going to have a clean, green energy source for this electric train, and fewer people would be driving in the state. And, of course, it turned out to be total nonsense. A lot of people fell for it because I think California has the highest per capita percentage of stupid people in the country, honestly. And a sign of a stupid person is somebody who believes anything Gavin Newsom says. Do you think that Newsom, with his 93 IQ, understands anything about tire technology? And you saw that little goblin, Nancy Skinner, come out. Do you think she understands anything about tire technology? No, they don't. And you know what? You could talk to them about it until the end of time, and they wouldn't be able to understand it because they don't have the horsepower. You know what? Try to explain tire technology to your cat. Same thing. The cat might listen. They'll look at you, and you could keep going on about rolling resistance rates, but it's not going to retain much. And we're going to have Darren Thomas on tomorrow after 5 o'clock. He told the Post the issue isn't the technology. He says the rules don't consider what happens to the other aspects of the tire when you demand that its rolling resistance changes. He says it's a blanket application of a one-tire design objective across an extraordinarily diverse replacement market. There's a whole lot of things you have to worry about. A political position isn't required to gauge the success of this. Given the pressure on the California consumer, let's get this right and do it for the right reasons. Now, you may wonder, what is rolling resistance? Well, it's about how much energy it takes to keep a tire moving down the road. Lower resistance means cars use less gas or electricity and they get better mileage. But now 70% of the tire market is wiped out for replacement tires. They're all going to be declared illegal to sell. So they're expecting the price of a tire to go up as much as $157, which would be $600 per vehicle. And Thomas said meeting the rolling resistance requirements is technically feasible, but the rules don't consider what happens to the traction of your tire or the weather performance or tread life. That's all really important. How long are the tires going to last? How are they going to perform in bad weather? What's it going to change regarding the traction? He says you could save the same amount of gasoline and lower emissions if you just fully inflate your tires. He said tire pressure management can achieve energy efficiency rules at no cost. So he wants them to go back and look this all over again. Now, you listen to him speak, and I read his words, and he sounds really smart and knowledgeable because he's worked in the tire business all his life and made it to the president and CEO of Dunlop. So maybe you should listen to him and not Mr. 960 SAT, Mr. 93 IQ Gavin Newsom, and certainly not that whack job Nancy Skinner. They don't know anything about tires. Skinner was comparing it to hair dryers, like it's regulating hair dryers or refrigerators or televisions. He's telling you how the rolling resistance will affect the traction, the tread life, and the weather performance. She's talking to you about hair dryers. And the head of the California Energy Commission, and we're going to be playing that clip again tomorrow. He also was comparing it to appliances in an interview with Ashley Zavala from Sacramento, Channel 3. And Zavala had to say, it's like, tires are not appliances. So they have all these, what they think are quickie little comparisons that the average dope at home is going to go, yeah, okay, I guess, yeah, they regulate hair dryers too. Yeah, I guess so. Tire's not a hair dryer. They have no idea what they're doing. I hear Dunlop talk, and I watched some of his press conference. We're going to have him on tomorrow. You can decide yourself, 5 o'clock hour. But this is a bad idea that's going to cost you $600 a few years down the road when you need replacement tires. Bad, bad, bad idea. So say the guys in the tire industry. Deborah Mark is live in the KFI 24-hour news.
Here is the latest. Meta agrees to a tentative settlement with dozens of states over claims it designed its apps to be addictive. And thousands of pounds of beef, John, from Argentina have been recalled. We'll have more at the top of the hour. We're going to head over to the 110 next.
Don't bait me.
I always do.
Did you see that story I sent you?
Yeah, I did.
Maybe I'll read it next.
Okay.
If you're injured in an accident, you need results, period. And your attorneys at Sweet James will deliver them. When a firm like Sweet James has the reputation for taking cases to trial and winning, insurance companies know they can't mess with their clients. The big corporations are great at treating you like a number. Sweet James makes sure they treat you like a person by telling your story and helping you recover what was taken from you. Sweet James has recovered over $1 billion for injured accident victims. If you're hurt in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident, call your accident attorneys at Sweet James. 800-9-million is the number. Call them. 800-9-000-000. You pay no costs or fees until they win. Case review is free. Results not guaranteed. And they have an office in Los Angeles. Got all that? 800-9-million, 800-9-million, sweetjames.com.
Southland weather from KFI. Slight chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. Hot again. Upper 80s to around 113. This report brought to you by Anthem Blue Cross. From your Toyota dealer's traffic center, we make it easy. Crash on the 110 in downtown L.A.
It's southbound, just after 101. 2 right lanes are blocked with this crash, so things are pretty heavy from Academy Road already. In Commerce, on the 5 freeway, southbound Atlantic, there's a wreck in the left lane and some repair work to the guardrail over on the right shoulder. It's all keeping you slow from 7th Street. In Paramount, on the 105, eastbound at Paramount Boulevard, it's a disabled vehicle. The right lane still blocked with a tractor trailer that's broken down there, and traffic's pretty heavy all the way back to the 405. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Randy Fuller.
Infinity Bank. Most banks give you a call center. Infinity Bank gives you the president, Victor Guerrero, and you can speak directly with him. Open an account. I did. Call 657-223-1000 or visit infinity.bank.
Anthem Blue Cross and Chicas Verdes are helping students throughout Los Angeles learn how to grow and prepare their own healthy food. They're joined by Sparks and will provide education, recipes, and knowledge to students and families. Learn more at anthem.com/ca/sparks. Anthem Blue Cross is the trade name of Blue Cross of California.
This report is sponsored by Audible. When you start listening to books on Audible, traffic might seem like less of an annoyance and more of an opportunity for another chapter. Audible, stories that speak to you. New members can start listening with a 30-day free trial at audible.com.
Chris Merrill here. What if you could replace your entire home's incoming water pipe system in just one day and save thousands? At Creative Repipe, that is exactly what they do. They're not your typical plumber. They're a specialty company. Repiping is all they do every day, built for volume. They send large professional crews. So your repipe gets done fast and correctly. Most homes are done in just one day. And here's what homeowners love. Because they repipe at scale, their pricing is far lower than the typical $25,000 plumber bid. Creative Repipe's full home incoming water repipe costs only $6,000 to $14,000. That's thousands saved. No more low pressure, leaks, or patchwork repairs. And right now, KFI listeners get 20% off plus great financing. And every repipe comes with a lifetime warranty. If it ever leaks again, they fix it for free for life. KFI listeners get 20% off. Call for your free estimate at 888-373-0046. 888-373-0046 or visit creativerepipe.com.
Want up to $25,000 in free silver? When you make a qualifying purchase through Golden Crest Metals, you can receive up to $25,000 in real silver added to your account. Call 888-447-7857 now for your free information kit. That's 888-447-7857. Again, call 888-447-7857. Not a financial advisor. Precious metals involve risk. Free silver offer is a 10% bonus in silver on qualifying purchases of premium mintage coins. $10,000 minimum purchase required. Bonus silver capped at $25,000 and credited to customer account. See goldencrestmetals.com for full terms.
Therapy Thursday with Ellen Kay is a new iHeart podcast where secrets come out, emotions run high, and no topic is off limits. Listen now on the iHeart Radio app and wherever you get your podcasts.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Free shouldn't come with a catch. With iHeartRadio, it doesn't. No monthly fees, no trial periods. Radio, music, podcasts. Download the free iHeartRadio app now.
The general election is coming fast, and if you're working on a campaign, you need every smart way to reach voters. iHeart delivers trusted audio at scale through AM/FM radio, podcasts, and streaming, helping campaigns connect with voters at home, in the car, at work, and on the go. Whether you are building awareness, reinforcing your message, or extending your TV buy, iHeart can help you reach the voters that matter. Put audio to work for your campaign today. Call 844-844-iHeart. That's 844-844-iHeart.
Oh, don't talk to me in the morning before I've had my wake-up call with Amy King. Live 5 to 6 a.m. on KFI. And on demand anytime on the iHeartRadio app.
The countdown to the NFL season is on, and Fox Sports Radio is where you join the conversation with the Dan Patrick Show.
You got some interesting scenarios here.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
You have to strike when the iron is hot in the NFL.
And more. Download the iHeartRadio app, search NFL, and listen now.
KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk radio. John Kobylt Show, and we're on from 3 to 6. And coming up in a few minutes, we have somebody coming on. Tony Strickland's coming on. Yes, that's who we have. And so he's the state senator out of Huntington Beach. So that's coming up in just a few minutes. All right, since you brought it up, since you started taunting me, I sent you this story. I don't know if you read it. U.S. beef consumption hits record high.
I saw it.
Despite historic prices. I sense this whole veganism craze has petered out.
It's not a craze for me. I've been a vegan for 20 some odd years.
No, but it became very fashionable, don't you think? I just, the last few years, I feel like I'm constantly hearing about this.
Maybe.
Yeah. It's just another one of those silly fashions.
Not silly.
Listen to this. Beef consumption as of February 26, 59.5 pounds per capita. Highest level since they began recording data in 1960. Even though they have near record cattle and retail beef prices. Wow.
What's your source, John?
This is an agricultural site called AgroLatam.
Never heard of it.
They carry news about crops, biotech, machinery, livestock. It looks like an industry website. So, and they have a beautiful picture. I don't know if you saw of the beautiful color photo of beef. So this is, this seems to be the golden days if you're in the meat industry.
That's this one publication.
No, these are the official statistics. It looks like since November to February, it translates into 352 million pounds of additional beef demands for the year. And for 2026, 1.25 billion pounds more beef they're projecting to be eaten in 2026 than 2025. 1.25 billion more.
I doubt it.
And vegan restaurants are closing all over the place.
I don't go to vegan restaurants.
Well, you shouldn't. They're terrible.
Like you go.
Well, I did once. Oh, I did. I got invited. I've told you about that.
Yes, I know.
It was.
I just eat the vegan way. I don't eat the. I'm a weird vegan. I've told you that. I don't eat the fake stuff.
It's redundant. You know, I mean, we've all eaten thousands and thousands of meals in our life, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many do you remember? Very few. I remember the vegan meal. All right. I'm not going to forget that. 2026 beef imports up to 5.5 billion pounds. That's 1 billion pounds more than 2 years ago. Yeah, it's funny. This story has a lot of color photos of beef, and it makes me just stop. It's almost like pornography for me, is to stop and look at steaks and sides
of beef. Well done, or is it rare?
I like it medium rare.
Okay.
Your food, from what I've seen, is not even cooked. It's just whatever's gathered in a field.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it doesn't lose its nutrients and vitamins, the good stuff.
Because, I guess you don't cook anything, do you?
No, I'm done cooking. After my kids went away to college, I'm done.
So it's just eat food that you could pick.
Look what I'm eating right now. This is my dinner. I'm having a chocolate shake.
You could pull over to the side of the freeway and just pick up some weeds and things.
I don't even need to do that.
You're not even on solid food anymore, are you?
it's just I'm having some shakes every now and again.
Yeah, all right. When we come back, we're going to have Tony Strickland on. And why did I lose his thing here? Goes on all
because you
day.
have way too many things on your
Well, I want to talk about the protests up in Sacramento. The Stop Nick Shirley protesters were greeted by Antifa members. And it looks like some of the assembly people, the Republicans who wanted to speak at the Stop Nick Shirley rally, were locked up in the assembly chamber. So State Senator Tony Strickland will explain what he knows. Deborah Mark, live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
KFI and KOST HD2, Los Angeles, Orange County. More stimulating talk.
Social media settlement. I'm Deborah Mark, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. Meta has agreed to a tentative settlement with dozens of U.S. states over claims it designed its apps to be addictive. The ABC's Elizabeth Schulze says Meta has agreed to pay about $18 billion over 10 years and make a list of changes, including a daily 2-hour time limit and a ban on displaying numbers of likes for users under 18.
What we're looking at here is an agreement that effectively concedes that some of the design features on these apps got young users addicted, and the states had claimed that that contributed to harming the mental health of these young users.
The settlement is the result of a landmark trial in Oakland and must be approved in court. The only states not included are New Mexico and Florida. Governor Newsom says it's an encouraging development.
It's the right question on $201 billion. The top line revenue, top line, not bottom line, is $17 billion enough? That's the right question. I'll leave that to the lawyers that help negotiate it.
California should get between 1.5 and 2 billion. The news is brought to you by American Vision Windows. A prison gang associate has been convicted of executing 2 purported Russian mobsters in the South Bay.
Federal prosecutors say the murders were committed on the orders of a gang leader who was serving time in Kern Valley State Prison in an effort to be approved for membership. Court documents show in October 2020, 40-year-old Justin Gray of San Pedro and another associate lured the purported Russian mobsters from San Diego to Lomita and shot them both in the head. Gray faces a mandatory life sentence. The trial was part of a larger investigation charging Gray and 20 other defendants with criminal activities as members and associates of the prison gang. Eileen Gonzalez, KFI News.
Officials in Nepal say at least 47 American tourists are among hundreds of people missing after flash flooding across many parts of Nepal. ABC's James Longman says a landslide hit a glacier and melted a ton of ice along the way.
Crowds desperately running for their lives as a catastrophic mountain of water comes crashing in, sweeping away entire villages in Nepal, near the border with Tibet in the Himalayas.
22 Americans on a pilgrimage from Tennessee were inside a building washed away in a hard-hit area. Flowers are among things that could rise in price due to the escalating trade war with Canada. Florists in New Hampshire, like Amber Morgan, who owns a flower shop, say that they rely on Canadian imports for a significant portion of their products.
10 to 15% of our flowers do come from Canada, and eventually we're going to have to pass that cost on to our customers.
She says they can adapt and pivot if they have to, but if there's a bad crop season in the U.S., they won't be able to buy from Canada. Multiple advisories have been issued to companies and other federal agencies to better protect themselves against Chinese government-based hackers. ABC's Catherine Falder says the DOJ says it's successfully seized 3 Chinese-owned internet domains used by the hackers.
This group that DOJ mentioned today uses infrastructure to compromise critical infrastructure since 2018 in networks spanning from government agencies to hospitals to telecommunications providers, power companies.
She says this has been going on for a few years, and about 30,000 pounds of beef from Argentina have been recalled because it wasn't inspected.
The beef produced in May with a use-by date in September was distributed in Florida and Texas by a company in Florida. The Class 1 recall means its wholesomeness, labeling compliance, and freedom from contamination are totally unknown. Officials say there have been no reports of illness from eating the beef. More than 6 tons of Canadian smoked bacon was also recalled this summer for not having an inspection. The recall comes as President Trump signed a proclamation to import 300,000 metric tons of beef into the U.S. to try and lower beef prices. Michael Crozier, KFI News.
Heading over to the freeways next.
GiveMeTheVIN.com. This summer, you can sell your car in a hot minute. You ought to try it. Enter your VIN number and get an offer fast. If GiveMeTheVIN.com's offer can't beat CarMax, they'll pay you $100. GiveMeTheVIN.com will get you your check on the spot. Easy, fast. GiveMeTheVIN.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Southland weather from KFI. We have a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. Highs 90 to triple digits for Metro LA and the high desert. Windy for the high desert. 103 to 113 in the valleys and the IE. Low to upper 80s at the beaches. Low to mid 90s for inland OC. Right now, 82 in Dana Point, 97 in Anaheim, 99 in Diamond Bar. It's 94 in Simi Valley. The KFI financial update brought to you by Supershore. Supershore.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your business insurance in one place. The Dow closed down 114, S&P 500 down 2, NASDAQ down 21. Crash on the 405 in Westminster.
It's northbound right before Bolsa Avenue. 2 left lanes are blocked and traffic's pretty heavy from Sand Canyon Avenue. In downtown Los Angeles, the 110 freeway southbound past the 101. Reckon the 2 right lanes has things hung up from Academy Road. In Commerce on the 5 freeway southbound Atlantic Triggs. Reckon the left lane and some guardrail repair on the right shoulder. It's all got things slow. Almost back to right through Boyle Heights, almost back to the 10 freeway around 7th Street. In Monterey Park on the 710 northbound at Valley Boulevard, a disabled vehicle has the left lane blocked and traffic is stop and go from the 60. In Pomona, the 10 eastbound before Fairplex Drive, debris in the 2 right lanes. And in Ontario, the 60 westbound before Grove, there's a car broken down. The 2 middle lanes are taken up. You're heavy from Archibald. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Randy Fuller.
The kids are headed back to class, but termites, they've been busy all summer, eating, breeding, and damaging your home 24/7. If you haven't had a termite inspection in 3 years or you've seen termite droppings, call Pacific Coast Termite at 800-PACIFIC for a free inspection. And if you need treatment, Pacific Coast Termite uses orange oil and Ultraset, so there's no move out, no tent, no poisonous gas. Termites didn't take the summer off. Call 800-PACIFIC. That's 800-PACIFIC. PacificCoastTermite.com. Some restrictions apply.
Visit LearCapital.com for your free gold investment kit. That's LearCapital.com.
Every day, Californians work hard to build a better future. They deserve leaders who work just as hard for them, not for special interests. In the Assembly, Juan Carrillo is delivering solutions for the high desert, building more affordable housing, investing in good-paying jobs, and lowering costs for hardworking families. Because California deserves problem solvers who deliver real solutions on the issues that matter most. Paid for by Grow California.
KFI AM 640.
An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk radio. It's the John Kobylt Show. Welcome. And we're on from 3 to 6 every day. And after that, John Kobylt Show on demand on the iHeart app, and you can listen to what you missed. And right now we're going to get, we had Katy Grimes on earlier in the show, and she was there at the Nick Shirley event. They passed the Stop Nick Shirley Act in order to intimidate and block independent journalists from finding out what Nick did. For example, here in Los Angeles, in Van Nuys, he found out that millions of dollars of tax money was being wasted by fake hospice centers that had no patients. They just took millions of dollars of your money and ran off. And Newsom and Bonta did nothing to stop it. Nick Shirley exposed it. So now the Democratic legislature came up with this bill, which would make the likes of Nick Shirley maybe have to pay a $4,000 fine. And you'd have to hire a lawyer and pay lots of money to try to get out of the tangle. We explained it earlier. Go to John Fleischman's column today, SoDoesItMatter.com, and he gives a good explanation. It's meant to intimidate. It's disguised as, we're going to try to stop the harassment of illegal immigrant providers. No. What you want to do is keep reporters out, if you look closely at this. Let's go to Tony Strickland, State Senator from Huntington Beach. Tony, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing, John?
All right. Did you witness this nonsense today?
I helped organize this meeting, and instead of sending a thank you letter to Nick Shirley for being a great American uncovering waste in our system, the response from Governor Newsom, Attorney General Bonta, and our controller, and Mia Bonta, who's the wife, is to try to make it a crime. Only in California will they make it a crime to uncover a crime. And it's unbelievable. Nick Shirley is going to continue to fight. And one of the big issues that came out today is Brad Dacus with the Pacific Justice Institute said anybody who's moving forward that wants to take it forward and challenge this law, he's going to do a pro bono from his organization. And we're going to continue to fight. And Nick Shirley's a great American. And, you know, this is freedom of speech. It's the freedom of the press. We're in America. Everybody has a right to challenge how their dollars are being spent.
I've never heard of this. Nick Shirley can go and into an office where they're really stealing money, maybe millions of dollars in the open, and they want to block him from publishing it online, publishing photos or videos, and eventually intimidating him, fining him, running up his legal bills. That's the gist of it, isn't it?
That is the gist of it. And again, it goes against everything that we believe in America and our foundation of the freedom of press, freedom of speech. It's our money. It's not their money. People have a right to, how their money is being spent and challenge it. And I also say the controller is not doing their job, because their job is to root out waste and fraud. And right now, they're just not doing their job. And we need thousands of Nick Shirleys. I remember when he was uncovering what was going on in Minnesota, I said, you want to see some real fraud, come out to California. And one of the other things I've talked to Nick Shirley about that we all need to do is go in and dig into this high-speed fail. And we have billions of dollars that are wasted here in California. As you know, I've always said California doesn't have a revenue problem, it has a wasteful spending problem. And instead of sending a thank you or us going into hearings to uncover this waste that Nick Shirley found in the hospice system, the response is to go after him personally and fine him. And that's totally unacceptable.
And they're so sure, they're so arrogant that they will not suffer any consequences. They're willing to pass this law, make a big public deal about it, basically give us all the finger and say, well, what are you going to do about it? We're going to get reelected. We're going to do more of this if we get reelected.
Well, just point out the attorney general race right now. Michael Gates is running, and we should do whatever we can, because one of the things I point out is Nick Shirley uncovered this, and all the attorney general right now is doing is suing the federal administration, but he's not suing people who are actually stealing from the taxpayers of California.
It seems, I talked about this at length earlier in the show, that this is all a mob operation. They're shoveling money at these nonprofits. The nonprofits are stealing it in plain sight. The hospice that has no patients in it, right? Doesn't have any dying people in it. They've got to be getting kickbacks at the other end of this. They got to be. Why would the legislature shovel so much money in these programs if they weren't getting a kickback?
As old Watergate terminology, it says follow the money. You need to follow the money, and once we follow the money, you'll see where it lands, and that's what they want you to not know. That's why they're introducing this bill. They don't want you to follow how they're wasting our dollars, and it's just not wasting our dollars. It's connected to corruption, and there's a reason why the Attorney General hasn't filed any prosecutions on uncovering waste that Nick Shirley already uncovered. $170 million of waste in the hospice system. And the Attorney General has been silent and not been going after people who are actually stealing from the people of California.
$170 million just in the hospice system he's uncovered.
Correct.
Oh, that's staggering. So if he keeps pressing, or Rob Bonta investigates, somebody in that hospice system is going to say, they're going to flip, and they're going to say, oh yeah, who's getting a big share of the $170 million? You guys in the legislature are getting it. It has to be that.
And the message today at our press conference and rally was, you're not going to silence us. You're not going to dissuade us. We're here, and we're going to continue to fight. And, God bless Nick Shirley for being willing to step up. And we need 1,000 Nick Shirleys that go out there. And we also need elected officials who will fight. And we need a new state controller. Their job is to uncover all waste, fraud, and abuse. And the current controller isn't doing anything. And so we can't continue this system. In fact, Steve Hilton's so confident that we can uncover waste. In his platform, he says we're not going to tax people in their first $150,000, and we'll offset that by rooting out the waste that's going on in California system.
Oh my. Yeah, I mean, it is outright theft. And they locked up two Republican assemblymen who wanted to speak. I was David Tangipa and also Alexandra Macedo.
Ali Macedo.
Yeah, they were supposed to speak, and Robert Rivas, the assembly speaker, locked them up.
Correct.
Boy, it sounds like they're really scared.
It does. I mean, this happens in a dictatorship where they shut down people from asking questions how their money is being spent. And again, fundamentally, in America, we have freedom of speech and freedom of the press, and every citizen has a right to challenge and ask how their money is being spent.
All right, Tony Strickland, State Senator, Huntington Beach. Thank you for coming on again.
Thanks for having me, as always. I appreciate it.
All right. I hope you can follow this. $170 million. That's why they're freaking out. They'd have a holiday for Nick Shirley if he found $170 million of waste. All the legislators ought to be forming a parade for him. Instead, they're threatening him with criminal charges. There were no patients in those hospices. The money is being routed back to the politicians. It is. I'm sure of it. Otherwise, why would you do that? Why would you give $170 million away to fake hospice nonprofits if you weren't getting a cut? More coming up. Deborah Mark, live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Here is the latest. Meta reaches a huge settlement with dozens of states, and prosecutors in the Lindsay Clancy murder trial rest their case, and jurors could start deliberations as soon as tomorrow. We'll have more at the bottom of the hour to the 110 next.
Infinity Bank, when it comes to banking. All right, let me tell you something. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. And you may not hear from them again until it's time to renew. But your business runs all year, and so do the gaps in your coverage and the risk. So I'm telling you about SuperSure. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, the CFO, or the HR manager, the whole thing can be too complicated just to buy a policy online. SuperSure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts, which translates your current policy into plain English, so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator, so you can estimate what your business is worth. You know exactly what needs protecting. Supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com.
Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
Southland weather from KFI. We have a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. Hot again, upper 80s to around 113. This report brought to you by Blindster.com. From your Toyota dealer's traffic center, we make it easy back to the 110 in downtown L.A.
The southbound 110 just past the 101. The right two lanes still blocked with that crash. It's got traffic pretty heavy from Stadium Way, maybe a little bit further back than that. But boy, the southbound 110 really jammed up through downtown and pretty slow all the way to Manchester. In Commerce on the 5 freeway southbound Atlantic Triggs, left lane still blocked with that crash and slowing you from Cesar Chavez Avenue now. That's the crash and the guardrail damage on the right shoulder there. In Paramount on the 105 eastbound at Paramount Boulevard, you got the stalled car out of the roadway, but it's still a pretty heavy drive all the way back to the 405. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Randy Fuller.
Infinity Bank, when it comes to banking, are all your eggs in one basket? What happens when your card doesn't work? You have to look at the back of the 800 card to find the 800 number, the back of the card. I'll just give out the words and you put them in any order you want. What happens if your wallet is stolen? Who will be that reliable source when you need money or new cards or assurance that your money is safe? Call Victor Guerrero. You don't have to worry about that with Infinity Bank. Victor Guerrero is the president to set up a new account with. He did for me. Call 657-223-1000. 657-223-1000 for a limited time. Don't miss out. One of the best rates in the U.S. Their money market savings account. Infinity Bank.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
This report is sponsored by Staples. All right, it's officially the most wonderful time of the year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech, 20% off for teachers, and more. Check out all the deals at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
Help your kid excel in math and love it at brilliant.org.
Toyota's national sales event is here to keep summer going. Get great deals on Toyota's most efficient lineup of hybrids, plug-in hybrids, and electric vehicles. Like the RAV4 hybrid or plug-in hybrid with the power and capability to take you farther. Prius hybrid or plug-in hybrid, offering tech and efficiency for every adventure. Or all-electric BZ with the range to extend your summer play. We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
Everything you need to find your perfect Toyota is right at your fingertips at Toyota.com. Explore our full lineup of vehicles. Compare features side by side. Search our available inventory. You can even find the best local offers. Everything you need is just a few clicks away on Toyota.com. So for your next Toyota car, truck, or SUV, just visit Toyota.com. We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
You don't pay for iHeartRadio. Our advertisers do. That's why it's always been and always will be 100% free. Radio, music, podcasts. Download the iHeartRadio app now.
Want more than just awareness for your business? An iHeartMedia partnership can help drive action through sweepstakes, ticket giveaways, listener contesting, and local media. Attach your business to high-energy music moments built to grow awareness, engagement, and leads. Get started at iHeartAdvertising.com.
Therapy Thursday with Ellen Kay is a brand new podcast. Heartbreak, hope, and a whole lot of what would you do? Stream now on the iHeartRadio app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Gary and Shannon.
Are you going to get into one of these electric air taxis? Like vertical
This
airport?
is going to be one
LA Live.
air taxi. It's going to be a publicity stunt, and it's not going to be something we're all getting into.
Tomorrow morning at 9 on KFI AM 640.
Is you see how it says vehicle, meaning one vehicle. We're not going to have flying cars suddenly because the Olympics are in LA.
More stimulating talk.
The countdown to the new NFL season is on.
And now, all 32 in-market local teams can be heard on the free iHeartRadio app.
He's in! That's a jet touchdown! Just open the app and search your favorite team.
Plus, Fox Sports Radio breaks it all down.
As we get closer to week 1. It's crazy and it's fun.
Join the conversation and stay locked in. Live local games with you all season long.
Download the iHeartRadio app.
Search NFL and press play.
KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
Hey, it's Conway Show. Today after 6, we'll have the latest on Dolly Parton. A lot of ceremonies already planned. We'll tell you when and where today after 6.
KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk radio. The John Kobylt Show. And we're on every day from 3 to 6. Live stream tomorrow at 11 a.m. Live stream tomorrow. And we're live on X, live on YouTube with video. Go to youtube.com/@John Kobylt Show to subscribe and become a member. The Lindsay Clancy case. We've talked about this from time to time. Lindsay Clancy is the mother in Massachusetts who murdered her 3 children, strangled them to death, turned them over, strangled them. And her defense is she was insane because of postpartum depression. So she's pleaded not guilty. And today, a forensic psychiatrist named Gregory Sathoff, who was called by the prosecutors, told the jurors that he says Clancy had the capacity to appreciate right from wrong and was criminally responsible for the killings because there's evidence of planning, timing, avoiding witnesses, and she concealed the crime. She sent her husband out to CVS to do errands while she strangled the children. He said she probably had bipolar II disorder, but she had control over what she was doing. Now, the defense says postpartum depression, she heard a voice instructing her to kill the children. Sathoff, the forensic psychiatrist, said, well, the voice that Clancy described didn't tell her how to carry out the killings, which is significant. It's surprising she was able to accomplish all of this without any other kind of direction or plan. Someone experiencing psychosis and even hallucinations, command hallucinations, still can know the difference between right and wrong. There's been 5 weeks of testimony. It's been all horrible. The children were 5, 3, and 8 months old. And after she did it, it was exercise bands. She took her exercise bands, turned them on their stomachs, and strangled them to death. Clancy then slit her wrists and cut her neck, jumped from a second-story window, trying to kill herself, and she was left paralyzed from the waist down. And then her husband, Patrick, came home and found all this. It's really, really horrible. What's also really horrible is remember the women who showed up all wearing pink, cheering and screaming for her and her legal team as they were driving in front of the courthouse, walking up and back to the trial? There's apparently, in reaction to this, there are women all over the country going on social media like TikTok, and they're throwing ice at a wall to get their frustration out. I'm going to play you a clip here. This is real. And a lot of women are doing this. They all have kids, little kids, and they start throwing ice at a wall, and they start screaming at the wall. And this is, I don't know, a show of solidarity, of empathy. Play cut 2. She's throwing ice. Yes, she is. There's little children in the house. Mom's locked up in the bathroom. It's not just one woman. This is all over TikTok. Yeah. Kids already had it. And they put it online. Now, I go on TikTok. Well, anybody does. You see your wife is throwing ice at the wall, screaming like a zoo animal, and the baby's crying in the background. Well, it's time to grab the baby and drive as fast as you can out of there.
I don't understand. The ice.
It's one of those stupid TikTok trends or Instagram things or something.
Eric, you understand that?
I'm guessing they're throwing ice, and I saw the video because I had to get the audio. It looks like she's in the bathroom, so she's throwing it into the tub and shower area. And so I'm guessing she's throwing something that cannot break anything in the house to get her frustration out, so she doesn't take it out on the kids.
Yeah. At least it wasn't the baby. Yeah.
Right. It's better.
But wow. Now listen to this. This is even scarier. This is a doctor. She's an OBGYN. You may not want to use her. Her name is Noah Sterling.
Oh, no, that's mine. No, I'm just
that wouldn't surprise me. Listen to the supportive message she put out to Lindsay Clancy on social media. Listen to this.
Hi, Lindsay. I'm Dr. Sterling. I don't even know if you're allowed to watch videos like this, if someone can show it to you. I don't know. But I want you to know that I believe you. From my perspective as an OBGYN, I believe that you were over-functioning throughout your entire postpartum period. I am blown away by how hard you were working to get better, while also working as a mom. I've got 3 kids. I know how much work it is, even when you are mentally well. It's so hard to take care of 3 kids. Obviously, hindsight's 20/20, but I don't know what else you could have done. You were far beyond what should be expected of a single individual. You have galvanized us women in a really powerful way. And I'm not quite ready to tell my story yet, but when I eventually do, it's going to be because you came first. And you showed all of us that we can be honest and we can be real about what we experience as mothers. So thank you. And, I hope that you're seeing our support because we believe you and we are proud of how hard you advocated and how hard you tried for yourself. And we know you miss those babies every day.
5, 3, 8 months, put them on their stomachs, took her exercise bands and strangled them all to death. Do you listen to this? A doctor, Noah Sterling. What's going on in the world? Why? Everything's insane. Everybody who speaks in public on social media is insane. She's got big crowds cheering her on. Hey, you strangled your kids to death. Yeah. You had no other choice. And then what? They all go home and throw ice in their bathtub? This is absolutely terrifying. How many of these women are out there and they all have little kids right now? And somehow they've been radicalized by Lindsay Clancy and lunatics by Dr. Noah Sterling.
The whole thing is, I don't even know how to respond to it.
I don't understand what's going on here, but I'm telling you, the social media has unleashed more evil, vile demons out of the human mind than anything else in the history of the world. When we come back, I want to talk about the Meta settling its lawsuit today for $17 billion. Because Mark Zuckerberg, if I had one guy like to pick up and drop down a chute straight into the third circle of hell, it would be him. Because he is the originator of all this social media virus that has destroyed so much. The world is unrecognizable pre and post Mark Zuckerberg. And they made a big settlement and it's big headlines. Oh, $17 billion. I'm going to tell you how much cash on hand that Meta has right now. They're not going to notice the $17 billion. Deborah Mark live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Well, as John was just saying, Meta has reached, it's about $18 billion settlement with dozens of states to resolve a lawsuit over teen social media addiction. ABC's Jim Ryan says the company has also agreed to add child safety measures to its a chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. Highs 90 to the triple digits for Metro LA and the high desert. Windy for the high desert. 103 to 113 for the valleys and the IE. Low to upper 80s at the beaches. Low to mid 90s inland OC. Right now 93 in Laguna Woods and 98 in Rancho Santa Margarita. Stall on the 710 in Monterey Park.
Northbound is Valley Boulevard. Disabled vehicle waiting for the tow truck in the left lane. You stop and go from back before the 60 freeway. Downtown Los Angeles, the 110, southbound past the 101. They've cleared crash from lanes. Left you stopped before Stadium Way, though. And in Paramount on the 105 eastbound at Paramount Boulevard, disabled vehicle is blocking the left lane and you stop and go from Vermont. Southern California's most accurate traffic reports. I'm Randy Fuller.
When you're hurt in an accident, results matter, and so do you. Call Sweet James. The attorneys at Sweet James have spent 25 years delivering results for injured accident victims that send insurance companies a message. If you're hurt in an accident, call for a free case review. 1-800-9-MILLION. 1-800-9-MILLION. Outcome not guaranteed. Offices in Los Angeles. SweetJames.com.
Just call Sweet James at 1-800-9-MILLION. Just call Sweet James. Your accident attorneys.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Are you trapped in a timeshare you don't use, want, or can't get rid of? I endorse Lone Star Transfer. They are a family-owned company that's helped more than 40,000 owners legally and ethically exit their timeshares. I trust them. They'll review your situation, create a customized exit plan designed specifically for you. Please go to LoneStarTransfer.com or call 855-551-7066.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-506-9295. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-506-9295. That's 800-506-9295. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Visit LearCapital.com for your free gold investment kit. That's LearCapital.com.
Avoiding shorts because of your varicose veins? Just call 1-800-WEST-MEDICAL.
Affected by the Eaton fire? Call 855-LA-FIRE-0 today.
This is John Kobylt, and I don't do things halfway. That's why I'm hosting a cruise aboard Oceania's brand new Allura, October 2027, sailing from Rome to Athens with stops in Italy, Malta, Tunisia, and the Greek islands. No water slides, no amusement park atmosphere, just an adults-focused cruise featuring beautiful veranda accommodations, extraordinary destinations, and what Oceania calls the world's finest cuisine at sea. A limited number of guests can join me for an exclusive VIP experience and dinners. Call the travel store at 800-777-6540 or visit johnkobeltcruise.com.
Thanks to you, we're helping teachers bring more opportunities, creativity, and learning into their classrooms every day. iHeartRadio's Think a Teacher, powered by Donors Choose, making a real difference for teachers and students. And we're not done yet. Keep listening as we get ready to recognize and reward some truly inspiring educators. Celebrate this year's incredible teachers and the difference they're making at iHeartRadio.com/teachers.
This is KFI. KFI.
Hey, it's Conway. I'm not going to be here tomorrow night because I'm going to the Chargers game where they're going to be playing the Los Angeles Rams. That's right, tomorrow night, right here on KFI. Rams, Chargers. And then we'll be back to regular schedule on Friday. Ding dong with this crosstown rivalry.
Oh, man. It's John and Ken Show. KFI AM 640.
That's
More
what?
stimulating talk radio. Oh, I gave the wrong show, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Give me a break. It's only been, what, 2.5 years?
Almost.
Mm-hmm. John Kobylt Show. KFI AM 640. Live everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. You're not going to believe this. We told you that Gavin Newsom and his grifter wife, Jennifer, they're selling their home in the Sacramento area for $7.5 million. We went through the whole home yesterday, and he had a 5,000 bottle wine cellar. He claimed today at a press conference he didn't know the wine cellar fit 5,000 bottles. Like he didn't know. Are you serious? Really? No. I never filled it. I didn't even know I had that much. I literally didn't even know. He said he found out that detail from the news. And I put books in there. There's no wine there. It's books. Saying it was the only inheritance he got from his father. That's a good one. Nearly all of his businesses were started by the Gettys. Newsom's dad was the fixer for the Getty family. Yeah. Well, I have a wine cellar? Really? Holds 5,000 bottles? I didn't know. The guy owns a whole bunch of wineries. All right, back to Meta, because we were discussing the insanity of social media, where young mothers are now going on TikTok and other places, and they're throwing ice in their bathtubs. They're very angry. They're screaming, and this is solidarity and expression of their shared frustration with Lindsay Clancy, who's this monster woman who's being lionized. She strangled her 3 little children to death in their home after sending dad out. Which, to me, that's all I need to know if I was a juror. God knows what the idiots are going to do. Maybe there's some ice-throwing, screaming lunatics on the jury who are empathizing with her. I don't know. There's nothing makes sense anymore. Whole world's crazy. But she strangled him to death. And she planned it. And what I was going to say is, if you just told me one thing, that she sent her husband out to CVS to do errands, I'd say, yeah, she knew what she was doing. It was cold-blooded, premeditated, ought to get the death penalty. And the guy that started a lot of the mental illness that we deal with in the world now, all these weird political movements, mothers screaming online, throwing ice, all the socialist, communist garbage, cat videos, just everything. Traces back to one guy, Mark Zuckerberg. And this is what happens when you have an autistic psychopath who completely changes our social structure. Because he created Facebook, then purchased Instagram, and devised these algorithms so that if you're a teenager, you are going, and it's clear that you're interested in how you look, for example, or what you're eating, you're going to get endless videos to make you feel really insecure and psychotic about your looks, insecure and psychotic about your weight and what you're eating. It gave everybody, a lot of young people, these emotional complexes. And since they were all locked out of schools by the geniuses for 2 years, that's all they did. Is they had the algorithms feeding them all kinds of garbage that made them, crippled them emotionally. And Meta, and I've seen numerous stories on this, Meta knew what they were doing, They knew if they changed their business, they would lose a lot of money. They knew how long they could hook kids and teenagers. They knew how long. They knew what to do so you'd be on there forever. And now kids are scrolling for hours and hours all day. Adults, too. You see the zombies walking around in the streets. You see the zombies backing up traffic. Scroll, scroll, scroll. And I watch them mindlessly. I watch them mindlessly scrolling all these photos blowing by. They're not even looking at them anymore. Much of the public is hypnotized. It's like a drug. It works exactly like a drug. It's an addiction. And the attorneys general in this country are going after Meta and other social media companies, just like the tobacco companies were chased back in the 1980s, because it's the same addiction process. It's like gambling apps. It's like drugs. It's all the same. Same physiology. So now they have to pay $17 billion in this settlement with 47 states, and then another $1 billion with Texas, so that makes it 18. And they have to change their business model. Thousands and thousands of lawsuits have been filed. And not just against Meta for Instagram and Facebook, but TikTok has been sued thousands of times. YouTube, Snap, they all have to figure out a settlement. They targeted young users with product features that are as addictive as cigarettes or digital casinos. And the attorneys general used the same playbook they used against the tobacco companies. So now they've agreed to interrupt endless scrolling and impose a 2-hour daily time limit on Instagram and Facebook. Oh, that's considered harsh, 2 hours. To avoid addictive use and sleep interruptions, it'll limit usage between midnight and 6 and silence notifications during the school hours of 8 to 3. They're going to limit beauty filters and also the tallying up of the like button clicks. I remember when you were addicted to that. The like numbers.
Well, no, I'm not addicted, but I still look at likes. I mean, everybody does, John. You look at your likes all the time. I watch you.
I do not
Yes,
look at
you
my
do.
likes. I do not. I don't post anything.
I'm just kidding.
Hey, John.
Yes.
Guess who's calling in the next segment?
Who?
Nick Shirley.
Oh, all right. We'll get him on then. Right after this, Deborah Mark, live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Here is the latest. As you've been hearing, Meta has agreed to pay billions to settle a lawsuit by California and dozens of other states over teen addiction to social media. A guy accused of chasing people in Philadelphia while wearing a creepy mask has been arrested. We will have more at the top of the hour, heading over to the 60 next.
Why doesn't somebody just walk out to him and pull off his mask?
Well, they probably did now. He's arrested.
I don't understand. Why would people be terrified of a guy with a creepy mask?
Because he asked a woman, do you want to die today?
Kick him in the nuts, pull off his mask. Pepper spray him. Tase him. Beat him.
You're violent today.
I am. I have a lot of hostility in me today.
tell.
GiveMeTheVIN.com. This summer, you can sell your car in a hot minute. Enter your VIN number and get an offer fast. Try this. If GiveMeTheVIN.com's offer cannot beat CarMax, they will pay you $100. GiveMeTheVIN.com will get you your check on the spot, easy, fast. GiveMeTheVIN.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center, Odoo, the only business software you need. We do have a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. It's going to be hot again. Highs upper 80s to 113. This report brought to you by Blindster.com. From your Toyota dealer's traffic center, we make it easy. Stall on the 60 in Ontario.
It's on the westbound side right before Grove Avenue. Broken down car in the 2 middle lanes. So things are pretty heavy from Archibald Avenue. Downtown Los Angeles, the 110 northbound at 5th Street, 6th Street, Wilshire. It's a disabled vehicle blocking the right lane. That's keeping things slow from the 10. In Paramount, on the 105 eastbound to Paramount Boulevard, there's a stall sitting in the left lane, backing you up from Vermont. From Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Randy Fuller.
Infinity Bank, when it comes to banking, are all of your eggs in one basket? What happens when your card doesn't work anymore? You have to go look at the back of the card to find the 800 number. What if your wallet is stolen? Who's going to be the reliable source when you need money or new cards or the assurance that your money is safe? You don't have to worry about any of this with Infinity Bank. You call Victor Guerrero. He's the president. I'm going to give you his number. Set up a new account today. I did with him. Call 657-223-1000. 657-223-1000. And for a limited time, don't miss out on one of the best rates in the U.S. with their money market savings account. Infinity Bank.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
This report is sponsored by Staples. All right, it's officially the most wonderful time of the year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech, 20% off for teachers, and more. Check out all the deals at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
Gold has hit near record highs, and many Americans are discovering they can move part of their existing IRA or 401k into physical gold and silver without paying taxes or penalties. It's called a rollover, and Golden Crest Metals helps investors do it every day. No cash out, no complicated paperwork, no hassle. Golden Crest is a nationally recognized precious metals firm seen on Fox Business and CNBC with an A- BBB rating and 5-star reviews. Plus, right now, receive up to $25,000 in free silver with a qualifying purchase. Call 888-447-7857 now. That's 888-447-7857. Call 888-447-7857. Not a financial advisor. Precious metals involve risk. Free silver offer is a 10% bonus in silver on qualifying purchases of premium mintage coins. $10,000 minimum purchase required. Bonus silver capped at $25,000 and credited to customer account. See goldencrestmetals.com for full terms.
Dave Portnoy here. Something big is coming. September 2nd, DraftKings Game Day. Massive deals, exclusive deals, an all-day celebration built for sports fans. And now, the DraftKings Sports app is live in all 50 states. That means from Texas to California to Florida, every fan can get in on the excitement. One app, every sport, all 50 states. Remember the date, September 2nd, DraftKings Game Day. Get pumped.
Get ready to celebrate. New DraftKings customers. Sign up with code AM640. Spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days. That's code AM640. In partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click-to-claim issued in non-withdrawable predictions dollars that expire in 1 year. Terms at dkng.co/predictions promo. Nationwide based on sportsbook predictions and free-to-play sports contest availability. Varies by state.
It's complicated. These days, that's how people even describe their relationship status. When it comes to the latest complexities in your car, it's gotten really complicated. The experts at AMCO undergo the most rigorous training to stay on top of the latest car technologies, so there's nothing we can't fix. Well, except for that complicated relationship. When it comes to that, you're on your own. AA, MCO. Check engine light on? We'll check it for free.
AMCO, with over 40 centers serving Southern California.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
KFI, AM 640. More stimulating talk.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. John Kobylt Show. And we're on till 3 to 6, after 6 o'clock in a few minutes.
Hey.
John Kobylt Show on demand on the iHeart app. And you want to listen. We had Katy Grimes on to talk about the Nick Shirley protest today, the Stop Nick Shirley Act that passed by the legislature in Newsom. There were a lot of people opposing it in public. Antifa came to fight back. It was pretty nuts. We had Senator Tony Strickland on, who organized the support of Nick Shirley earlier this hour. You want to hear all that on the podcast. And now we're going to have Nick Shirley himself. It was a press conference today at the state capitol. It drew a lot of noisy people. And then Antifa showed up for the party. And it's about the Stop Nick Shirley Act, which would go after independent journalists to keep them from reporting what a situation like Nick Shirley did, where he has discovered millions and millions of dollars of fraud in this fake hospice industry, all that tax money, and they're so pissed at him in Sacramento. Nick, how are you?
Doing great. Successful
extremely successful day today.
Yeah, you got a good, passionate, crazy crowd today on your behalf.
Yeah, the crazies came out to defend the fraudsters.
Yeah. Now, they actually locked up 2 Republican politicians, or 3 of them, David Tanguipa and Alexandria Mesita and Senator Shannon Grow. Well, I don't know about the senator, but Tanguipa and Mesito, they were locked up in the assembly chambers. They weren't let out so they could speak on your behalf.
Think about how crazy it is. They're passing this bill that goes against the First Amendment, violates our freedom of speech, violates the freedom of press, and then they say it's not a violation of the freedom of press. And so then we say, well, we're going to show up at the Capitol, and then they take away the freedom of speech from the assemblyman, the assemblywoman who wanted to come out and give a speech.
I've said this before. They are at the height of their arrogance right now. And there does seem to be a whiff of panic in the air, though, because they are so over the top in their reaction to what you've done. What kind of button do you think you pushed here?
A very big one. It's like a big pimple that hadn't got popped for a long time. Now it's like, and now they're freaking out.
They are really freaking out. I mean, they're sending Antifa over to fight your supporters.
Yeah, and imagine this was on a Wednesday at noon. This wasn't a weekend, and we still had a couple of thousand people show up, and on top of that, Antifa was able to show up.
And when Antifa showed up, what did they start doing?
Oh, just the normal. Started yelling, screaming, chants of like F Nick Shirley, the Donald Trump ones, obviously, no fascist USA. They were losing their minds over the idea of someone saving them some dollars abroad.
Somebody in the legislature, the Democratic Party, must have called them in.
Yes, I mean, these protesters, they obviously don't really have jobs, or maybe they came out today because the nonprofits that these immigration support service providers pay for, maybe that's why they came out, because they need to protect their job security.
Cost of doing business. You got to hire the goons and the thugs to disrupt the rally.
Seriously, it was quite amazing, actually. And I mean, 95% of everything that took place was pure just patriotism, and people wanted to show up for the country and for their state. And then I knew this was going to happen. I knew Antifa would come. So I told all of my supporters before I got there, I posted on all my social media, don't wear masks. We have nothing to hide. Those that are masked, they're not here for us. Don't engage with them, and just have a good time.
Yeah, they showed up in masks, right? They were shrouded.
Exactly. And they're not proud to say who they are or who they work for. That's why they need to wear the mask.
You know, and this is just a few days after that lunatic chief of staff. What was his name? Terry Shands, who went after you screaming about your penis. We played that clip several times. What the hell? This is like become an outdoor mental institution in Sacramento.
Yeah, you could say that. You could say that building is like a mental asylum there.
I mean,
it's kind of crazy.
You
and their supporters are. That's why they don't like me, because I was finally one person to go against their status quo, and it exposed them. It exposed them more than just a fraud. They've been able to expose the people for who they are too. That's what made them the most mad.
And they're not denying the fraud. They're not saying this didn't happen. They're just losing their minds that you exposed it. And so they're trying to stop you, intimidate you and all the other independent journalists from ever trying this kind of reporting again.
Yeah, that's their whole goal. Is they want to silence, scare, and intimidate others from going and looking at it. That's why, to me, I'm such a threat for them, sadly.
Nick, brave guy. I'm glad you're doing this. Obviously, very few people in the world do stuff like this, and you're having a huge impact. So carry on. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Nick Shirley, independent journalist. And there was a big rally for him today, and the Democrats in the legislature called in the Antifa goons to fight the Nick Shirley supporters. That's That's who you're voting for here. That's who's governing the place. It's a mob-run operation. We're done for now. Just the usual reminders. Podcast will be released in a few minutes on the iHeartRadio app. And so listen to the early hours if you haven't. Live stream tomorrow at 11 in the morning. Live stream at 11 a.m. tomorrow morning on YouTube and X. So we'll see you there. And then our regular show in the afternoon. And Michael Crozier has the news. Conway next, live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.